was fast. Okay. Hold on. Give me a minute. Yo tomate por esa. Woo.
That's wild to see that shit, huh?
It is.
That's crazy.
Baby?
Huh?
Real life.
That's wild to see that though, right?
It is. I just found out myself.
Olivia?
What's poppin', everybody? Okay, so happy Friday, first of all. Happy Friday. Happy freaking Friday. I am happy to be off work. So, and I'll be cooking around. Anyway, everybody, y'all know what the deal is. We want you to double tap that screen. So, everybody double tap that screen. We will bring on a guest when we get to 100,000 likes and 200 shares. Again, that is 100 likes and 100,000 likes and 200 shares. So, everybody tell me in the chat, out of the 3.4K in here right now, who is, where y'all from? Where are y'all from? New Jersey in the house, Michigan, Australia. That's on my bucket list. Charlotte, Michigan. We got a lot of Michigan people. Nashville. Where my Atlanta folks at? Virginia, Mexico, Jersey, Arizona, Detroit. Arizona's beautiful. Chicago. Hey, Chi-Town. Georgia, Jacksonville, Philly, Morocco. Love that. Richmond, Virginia, North Carolina, Maine, ATL, love that. Wait. Louisville, wow. I don't know who it was. I saw somebody put my whole government name up in the chat. Y'all crazy. What? So why would you do that? Jacksonville, Houston, like, why would you do that, girl? I mean, I don't really care, to be honest. Y'all know I wasn't bothered. Fort Lauderdale, hey, you in the Army? West Africa? California, South Africa. Oh, you know what? How many Cali people do we have in the chat right now? How many Cali people? NorCal, South Cal, SoCal, whatever. How many Cali people do we have in the chat? Give me a palm tree or something. Chicago, Florida, girl. Oh, hold on. These moving a little fast. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate the compliment. Russia, Oceanside, hey. Somebody called me a bobblehead. Y'all, I got the biggest peanut head in SoCal, so don't, I know it. I embrace it, period. France, Inglewood, LA, Zootopia. Yes, sir. I got you. Y'all see the king? Y'all was asking for the king. The king is here. Yeah.
Hey, y'all see what I do with my phone?
It's right here, baby.
You are Soldier Boy. You.
All right. Oh my gosh. Oh, you were serious. Oh.
I got the new Soldier Boy, tell. Hey, I got the new dance for y'all called the Soldier Boy. You gotta punch, then crank back 3 times from left to right. Soldier Boy, I'm getting it. Why me crank it? Why me roll? Why me crank that Soldier Boy? That super Friend, now why me jocking on them, hate them, man. When I do that soldier boy, I lean to the left and crack that thing now. I'm jocking on you, I'm jocking.
All right. How you feeling, man? Ready?
Amazing.
Ready? Let's get straight to it, man. How many requests we got? We got 17,000.
Hello, 17,000.
Wow.
Well, first off, I told y'all we're not bringing nobody on until we get to 100,000 likes. What are y'all doing?
They playing. How many shares is it?
Playing with me.
How many shares is it?
Shares? 491.
They say we out it tonight.
Exactly.
Hey.
Oh, they got there. Okay, for sure.
Perfect. Sweet. You want to bring on the first guest? How you feeling? Amazing. Happy Friday, man. I hope you guys had an amazing week. I hope you guys had a productive week.
Oh, somebody on. Right.
Yes.
Somebody on. We're going to bring somebody on. Let's see who is the next caller.
That's crazy.
Okay, next caller. Wait, brown skin girl. Bombastic side eye. Okay. Let's get somebody good on the stage.
Somebody said that he gives cancer vibes. I got on Skims.
Stop.
Oh man.
Skims. We got 99 requests. Y'all trying to be on? Okay, let's see. Okay, I think we're gonna bring on Nelly. Nelly Exnay. Oh, not her. Nelly Exnay, are you on here? Sent you a video request. Hello? Okay, not her hopping off. Oh, wait, she's still here. Hello? I don't know, I heard her voice. A little bit of a... She's not here. Okay. Bringing somebody on. Okay. Let's bring on somebody else. Okay, Key for short. Key for short, you're coming on. Key for short. Come on. Why do people keep hopping off? That's my question. We are live. Brittany looks cute. Brittany, darling. Oh, we got hamburgers.
Let me see. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can. Oh, we can see you. We can hear you. We can do all that.
Okay. Period.
What is
Okay.
your name? Where are you from, girl?
I can't see y'all. Okay, I'm Brittany, and I'm from Jamaica, but I live in Jersey. Yeah. All right, so I got a couple questions. I am ready. I've been on here for the past like 3 nights, 3 times. I've been ready because I'm really intrigued, and I want to hear from y'all mouth. Sean, where you go?
I'm right here.
Just 1 second.
All right, let me give it a second.
I feel it.
I got it.
Okay.
Add the brother. All right, my first question.
Yes.
Is really for Sean because I don't know y'all like that. So my first question is really for Sean. I seen something about you like growing up in like foster care or something and got like adopted, or your mother abandoned you or something like that.
Yeah, I got a crazy upbringing.
So like that's part of your upbringing. So
Yeah.
do you feel like the whole really, because you know people have childhood trauma or whatever, do you feel like the whole thing with your mom like made you like hate women in a sense?
If I,
Like
if I did,
growing up, like did you have
no,
a
no,
resentment towards women?
no, not at all. I think it made me value family a lot, like a lot, like, and want to like really cherish it. If I didn't like women, why would I be in a relationship?
Well, I see them talk about something about a brother. What brother are they talking about?
I have no idea. People talk about a lot of stuff. I got a lot of brothers. I got a huge family. I got a huge family. So, not really. I mean, I'm close with like a couple of my brothers. That's about it. I don't really talk to them much.
So like your brothers from like biologically, or your brothers like foster or like adopted?
Um, I don't really talk to any of like my family too much, except for like one of my brothers, because it just depends. Like I try to hang out with like people that are like I don't want to say just like align with where I want to go. Like if for the most part, if somebody's not really like entrepreneur, like I don't really like talk to them too much.
All right, my next question is, what's the criteria of women you looking to add? Because I heard you say you trying to add somebody in the next 4 months. So are you gonna do like a boot camp? Like, oh, you can't do this, that, and the third. Like, you got to be this old. You got to look like this. You can't have no kids. Like, what you finna do?
No, just obviously somebody that's attractive, but somebody that has a more attractive spirit. Um, that's it. Somebody that just wants to grow. Somebody that wants to help us grow. Somebody that wants to do big things in the world. That's it. Nothing crazy.
So are you gonna like brief them on like, okay, we doing lives every night. You gotta have your makeup beat. You gotta wear a cute outfit. You gotta get up at 4:30. We going to the gym. Like, is it gonna be like rules like that? Like, who cook? You gonna be cooking? Sean, I'm talking to you, Sean.
Like, what do you mean? Like, that's just not.
Like, are you gonna like like brief them on everything?
That's just not stuff that I talk about. I mean, not like stuff that I worry about. Like, I don't know. I'll deal with that kind of when I like get to it. It's not like I'm like, oh, like this is this.
The only rules that we have in the household is respect, communication, and loyalty.
All right. Okay, so the next woman, is she gonna be bisexual? Are you gonna allow these other two beautiful women to dibble dabble and get some cooter too, or is just all the cooter for you?
I don't know. It might be, might not be.
Shawnee, she wants some cooter.
I'm sorry, did you say Sean?
I said Shawnee, you want some cooter?
That's not a priority.
Do you want some though? I say if it was a priority or not.
I want my
I'm
man.
saying like, would it? Because I heard you said before. No, you said before that
Did you hear
when he first.
Did you just hear her answer the question though? She said she wants
I
her
want my
man.
man.
Like that's not what we think about.
Olivia, I ain't talking to you. Your question's coming
Yeah,
up. I said
Yeah,
Shawnee.
but we're all. This is the thing. We're all aligned, right? We're all aligned on like the mission. We just want to like grow. We don't think about like, oh, does she like girls? Like that's cool, but like that's not the main priority for us.
Okay, I heard you say Shawnee's like when he first brought like Olivia like up to you, you were kind of skeptical because she wasn't bisexual. You said that.
It wasn't skepticism. It's just that that's not what like I assumed like was going to be the decision.
So you thought like if he was gonna look for something, he was gonna look for something that like girls too.
Correct.
That's what you thought. Okay.
Correct. But regardless, our discussion surrounded around like people or women that were going to be an asset in our dynamic. Multiple women that were going to be an asset in our dynamic.
So okay, this is the other thing I had to say. Like when you said that you was gonna marry all of them, Sean. You said you was gonna marry all of them, right?
Yeah.
Not within the scope of the law, not legally or whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah. I tried it. I tried it, once and failed at it miserably. I just think that, like for me, I'm just kind of do things like my own way. Like we're gonna do things our own way. Unfortunately, um, polygyny or having multiple wives is not. Um, you can't involve the government in those weddings in America.
Okay, so you can't involve with what if something happens to you, right? Something happens to you. How is that gonna work? Because they're not gonna get squat because the government don't recognize shit. They're not gonna get squat. So you just gonna leave your queens out like they don't have no say. They
Yeah,
can't
well,
come up because I'm
I
in the
would.
medical field.
I would.
If you was to come in my hospital or my med practice or whatever, and it was to like give information to somebody, and they come saying, "Oh, they're your wives," I can't give them shit. They can't hear nothing.
I'm
They're
with
not
you.
your wives in the eye of the law.
I'm with you. So I mean, obviously that would be kind of like a paperwork thing. So yeah, it'd just be like a paperwork thing, having to have all that stuff set up. Trust.
My next question is: do y'all have like poly friends? Like, do you know other people that's like poly?
Nope.
No, y'all the only ones, and everybody y'all come across is like, okay, that's good.
I mean, it's not common, but I think people that are even in monogamous or single, they do really love our dynamic and they support it.
All right, well, I'm gonna get off because everybody wants y'all to add the brother. I don't know what brother they talk about,
I don't
but
know what brother.
y'all need to add the brother because clearly you need some like family. You need to talk to them or whatever the brother's saying, or the ex wife, the ex girlfriend, or whoever. They want them. They want to see that dynamic.
I think honestly, like when you kind of like come up, like you guys have never heard me say anything bad about like anybody. Like you haven't heard me
No,
speak.
we.
Hold on,
I
hold on,
don't think they
hold on,
saying that.
hold on. You guys haven't heard me speak bad about my ex. I say every relationship I ever failed was completely 1,000% my fault. Like my dad was a great dad. Like even if we didn't see eye to eye, I could have been a better son. But like he like made me into the man that I am today. Like I wouldn't be here without him. So I don't know where like all that comes from, but I guess like because we're kind of getting some attention, people are like, hey, I knew that guy, and I don't know if like people are just kind of trying to use it for like a come up or whatnot. But it's like, hey, if I didn't really know you then, man, like I don't know you now.
I don't think they saying anything bad about them. I just think that people like they just want to talk to you, clear something up, clear up whatever you said about your past or whatever. I don't know. I don't think they said you said nothing bad about them though.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
I'm
thank
gonna get off
you.
here.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Let me see. Oh, my bad. Let's see.
Hmm?
Da, 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 da. Doll nugget. Why does it keep moving? Okay, we got some people in here. Latoria Burnett. Oh, MS Little Minnie, we're bringing you on. MS Little Minnie. Oh, there she goes.
Hi, how are you? Do I have to
Hi.
share my camera?
Good. Yes. Let me send you a request.
Hi.
Yo.
Hey.
Hi.
Okay, so my question is,
Wait, what's
um,
your name? Where are you from?
my name is Jocelyn Munchie. Um, I'm from New York, but my family's from Jamaica. So I heard her asking about your relationship and how you guys first met, and how at first she wasn't bi, or is she bi now?
Oh, me? Am I bi now?
Yeah,
I'm bi.
you're not bi.
I'm not bi. I'm straight.
So how does that work? Does that ever interfere with your relationship?
No, it does not, because my relationship is with him.
It's with him.
Yes.
So is it really poly though? Because I feel like it would be all three of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so there's different types of poly. So polygamy is just having like multiple partners. And then polyamory is having multiple like lovers and it's like open on both sides. Polygyny is having multiple women, one man, multiple women. And then polyandry is one woman, multiple men. Now, in the polygyny side, that's what we are. One guy, or one man, multiple women. And we are in a poly V, meaning that we are in a relationship with him. So it's like
Just
me with him separately and Shanice with him separately.
so do you ever feel like one feels more attention, gets more attention than the other?
No, if I want more attention, I will communicate it.
And like say family, because say I was considering this, how does your family react to this?
Well, it's very not, it's not the normal thing. So for me, my family was not supportive of it.
At all?
You know what? She said at all. Oh, at all? Oh yeah, they don't support the poly aspect. They both think that he is a great guy. He is a great guy. It's just the poly thing that they can't get over.
And how long has this been going on?
Like 6 months. A little over 6 months.
And until now, nobody in your family has ever said like, okay, like, this is what it is.
When you said like family, I just like thought about my mom and dad. But other than that, like other people in my family like do support it.
So I have a question for Shanice because I don't know, I kind of get like a upset kind of feeling from her, like there's something on her mind, like
Mm-hmm.
no.
No.
No, okay.
No.
So the girl that was here before said that his brother or family, her question was, is the family that you say that's your brothers, are they adopted brothers or are they blood related
Is
brothers
this for me or for Shanice?
for you?
I have both, but like I really am close with like one of my brothers. Like I don't really keep up with like my family, to be completely transparent with you. Um, and yeah, that brother that I keep up with, he's a blood brother. Like the
Okay.
rest of my family, I probably haven't spoken to in like years.
So okay, this is my last question. Would you be able to add that brother that they're talking about in the comments?
I guess. But like,
Okay.
why? Like, I don't really see the point in adding somebody that I really haven't talked to for like 10 years. And based off of what you guys are saying, it doesn't seem like he's saying like the best things about me. I don't know. I don't know if he is. I don't know if he isn't. But like, if we're supposed to be brothers, I don't know what kind of brother like does that.
I
Right?
think he has something to say, like on something on his chest that he wants to
Yeah. Well,
bring to light.
like, if he had something to say, he could have came to me about it. That's just how I personally feel. So I don't know. Like I just feel like I haven't really like I got a lot of brothers and sisters, so and a lot of them I haven't talked to for like years. So like it's just kind of weird for them to want to like come around now.
Okay. Somebody said it's posted, so I'm not sure what that means, but yeah. Thank you for adding me. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
Oh, she left. Okay. Good. Okay. Ooh. Summer, we're about to bring you on. Summer release. Oh, summer release. Hello, Summer. Girl, turn your camera on. Doesn't let you, so we will see you later. Oh, the Smith family. Everything Monroe, you're coming on. We got a family channel here. Hey. Hello, Everything Monroe. Ooh, that rhymed. Everything Monroe, can you hear us? Hello? Hello? Counting down 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Gots to go. We got people in the queue. Oh, Jordan from Vegas.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. We can't see you though, love.
Okay. Can you see me now?
Yes, we can. Look at that red hair. Beautiful.
Okay. Hi. I'm Jordan. I'm a TikToker too. My first question is for Shanice. I just want to know. Hi to the chat. I just want to know, like, genuinely how you felt being 30. I'm guessing you're 30. With your boyfriend deciding that he wanted to bring somebody who was 19, like, into the relationship. Like, honestly.
Well, I'm not dating Olivia, so I don't really feel any type of way about it. I know Olivia's an amazing person. She has an amazing energy. She's like very powerful, very smart, and I know like she is gonna go places. Her growth is like exponential. But in regards to like a relationship, that doesn't really have anything to.
Okay. I guess
Like sisterhood.
when you were 19, you feel like you were mature enough to be in a relationship with a 30-year-old man. Because I'm 19 and I don't feel
Oh,
like.
okay. So this is for Olivia.
No, this is for you. I'm saying, like, when you were 19, do you feel like
Uh-huh.
you could have been with a 30-year-old man?
When I was 19, I was going to college, and I feel as though if you're an adult, you can do whatever you put your mind to.
Right. Okay. So my other question is for Sean. When do you plan on bringing another woman into your life, and do you want her to be as young as Olivia or maybe the same age as you?
Um, I don't know if I would want her to be the same age as me. That's not like a preference. Um, but like that's not like a super big like deciding factor for me, to be completely transparent.
So,
I do know this, like dating women my age can be very, I don't want to say difficult, but a lot of the times, what if they're not ready to have kids? It can just put a different type of strain on the relationship. Because what if they don't want to have kids? It depends on if she's super career oriented. Because the thing about me is I never want somebody to sacrifice their dreams for a relationship. And I feel like if somebody's younger, like 22, 23, 24, it just kind of gives them a little bit more flexibility on when they want to like actually like have a family. Me personally, I feel like a 22-year-old or a 24-year-old has more flexibility when it comes to like having a kid than like a 30 or 40-year-old woman would. Just my 2 cents.
So, Shanice, how do you feel about him saying that, being that you are 30?
I'm 29 and I don't really.
Potato, potato, being that you are close to 30.
Yeah, you're right. That doesn't make me feel any type of way.
Okay. Olivia, does that mean that you are almost ready for kids, being that he mentioned your age group are close to it?
I feel like I will be ready for kids when I know that we are already in a good spot, but I want to make sure that like I'm first able to at least help the family that I have right now, and then give off to and build my own building my kids and my family here. So I want to take care of the family I already have now. I'm talking about like my family that are like relatives per se, and then yeah, I'm gonna start.
And then I guess another question for Olivia. Do you feel like in this relationship, you're like, I don't want to say anybody's more important than the other, but do you feel like you're more beneficial, being that you kind of are bringing a lot of the, I guess, light to you guys' relationship because of the age gap, and people feel like you're being manipulated by Sean? Do you feel kind of like you are bringing the light to the relationship?
Did you say light or life?
Yeah, like bringing like kind of like spotlight to your relationship.
No, I think I'm an asset and I can go ahead and provide a different, sort of skill set value in my own way, but Shanice is going to bring that, and the next queen's going to bring a different like it's different kind of skill set and bring something that's different. That's the point of us being in a polygynous relationship.
And I have a question for you, if you don't mind. Would you say that most women like older men or men the same age as them?
I would say, like, for me personally, I wouldn't necessarily say like older. My boyfriend is 21. I'm 19, but we have known each other since we were both
Yeah,
minor.
yeah.
Uh, I definitely
So
feel like people go after older
yeah.
men or more,
So
which
I guess my question is like, if women like older men, why is it such a problem if a man says, "Hey, I prefer like a younger woman"? Like they want the
oh,
same thing.
most of the time when men prefer younger women, they're not necessarily saying they want a younger woman. They want somebody that they can manipulate. I have a lot of men in my family or men that I do know that when they go for younger women, it's because they are easier to manipulate. When I did it old
So,
school, when I was
like, why does that have to be like? If like if women like if women if women if women like older men and men like younger women, like wouldn't that just kind of seem like a match? Like as long as everybody's of legal consenting age, like what's the issue?
I think that a lot of the times, just because something is legal doesn't mean that it's morally right. Like you messed with her or you found her or whatever, and I don't have all the facts when she was 19 and you were, I'm sorry, how old? 30 when you met her?
I was
9?
I was 29.
Yeah, 29. So just because that's legal doesn't necessarily mean that that's morally right. I'm sure you know that that's probably like if
Yeah,
she
I also think that I also think that I
before
also
you guys.
think that there are exceptions to things because, like, she's not the typical 20-year-old. Like, she is a full time, like, entrepreneur. Like, she is, like, a business. Like, most people who are 20 are still, like, either one, staying with their parents or staying, like, in a college dorm. And there's nothing wrong with that. But would you agree that, hey, she has to have, like, learned some level of, like, responsibility and have some sort of matureness to literally educate people twice and sometimes three times her age on how to protect their family and like how to create financial freedom. Like she literally educates people twice her age every day. So would you agree that she has like some sort of maturity?
I would think you have some sort of maturity, but I will say with 18, I made $80,000 out of my mom's house, and I was nowhere near mature enough to date a 30-year-old man because at age 9, you're easy to mold. Whatever the seeds you're planting in her brain, that's what's going to come out in her right now.
Like
Because
like
yeah,
what? But like, let me ask you a question. Like what seeds? Like if you look at Olivia's profile, she carries herself very well in a very respectful manner. So like when you say I'm like manipulating her, what exactly would I be manipulating her to like do?
I think the whole situation to these two women is manipulative, and the fact that you're saying, you guys are all saying we're in a poly relationship, but then you keep saying, well, we're not dating each other. We're only dating this one man. I think the whole situation is manipulative and they have you up here. And for some reason, I don't really understand how you're the prize in the relationship to women. If they want to let me know how, that would be amazing. Because I think that they're bringing more to the table, it seems like, than you. All the spotlight is seeming to be on them. And then you're kind of just like there. So if they want to say how you're the
It's
prize,
so funny because
that's not.
Olivia had TikTok for so long, and like I don't know how long you been following her or
Is
how long.
she?
No.
I just about you guys today. So is she trying to show you how to expand your platform on here? Is that what a on here is?
I think that there's a lot of power in like teamwork, and I think together you can achieve more than like you ever could apart. That's just my 2 cents. I feel like we live in a society where everybody just like wants to be like independent, and like interdependence, which means working together, is the most powerful thing that anybody can like do. And I saw Olivia, not as like a 20-year-old person. I just saw her as a powerful being. She's very beautiful. She's very creative. She's very ambitious, and like she just has a kind and genuine heart. Like that's it.
So to you, age doesn't really matter.
No, not really.
So if you met somebody who was 17 about to be 18, would that matter to you?
Well, why would I date somebody that's like?
No, I said if you met somebody who was 17 about to be 18, would that matter to you? I didn't say if you date them. You met them.
I think that it would be highly unlikely that I would come across a 17-year-old. Like how would that even work? Like how would that even happen?
Years.
We don't hang out in the same spot. Like me and Olivia met.
She was only 19.
Hold on. Me and Olivia met like by chance. Like we met on LinkedIn. Like, and it wasn't even like in a romantic sense. We just connected like a year later. Like we started dating like romantically. Like we met on LinkedIn. It's not like we met on Tinder. Like we met on LinkedIn. It was not about like I don't who goes to LinkedIn to like find love.
And then I think this is going to be probably one of my last questions. So I seen someone else ask you about marriage. So you plan on spiritually marrying everybody, or do you want to have one?
Yeah, I tried a traditional marriage and failed miserably at it. Family was always super important to me. So yeah, I mean, like the reason why I am right now is because I've tried at relationships and I've had great women. I've been so lucky, and I just failed miserably. And a lot of that was due to like my lack of leadership and my lack of like self development. But I just think that it's my 2 cents. I think it's fundamentally flawed, and I don't think it works. And I think if you look at the numbers and you look at the divorce rates, it can like what we sign up every day for something that has a 50% over a 50% failure rate.
So then how do you feel like now you're ready to marry if you don't think you can make it work with one woman? How are you suddenly ready to make it work with 8? Or however you said?
This is a great question. Because in any relationship, there has to be polarity. Polarity means like opposition, like a masculine and a feminine.
I
And I feel like the traditional relationships, like the energies are like very confused. Like a lot of guys are doing like the 50-50 with their wife, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's how you want to do it. But I feel like it's a man's job to create an environment where his woman
they're
can.
submissive. Is what you like.
I'm trying to explain it to you. I'm trying to create an environment where his woman's energy can flourish. So the thing about being in a polygynous relationship is like a man actually gets to live in like his nature. It's like picture it like this: when you guys are dating, it's like two lions. Like it's a female lion and it's a guy lion, and they're like, "Ooh, wow, man, they're attracted to each other." And the female lion likes the male lion because he's strong, he's ambitious, like he roars, he hunts, he's a beast, right? But then you take that lion and you put him in a cage, and he can no longer hunt, and he can no longer this, and soon he literally is no longer. He is no longer the lion, the prideful, strong lion that she fell in love with. And that's exactly what happens in like relationships. Guys get in relationships, they get lazy, they stop doing all the things that it takes. When I'm in a polygynous relationship, I have to stay on my P's and my Q's. I know that there's so much competition. I know that I have to be on point. Somebody's always trying to like take my girl, blah, blah, blah. It's just a totally different dynamic. And like, it just keeps everything fresh and exciting. And the number one thing that breaks people up can't break us up. They can go through my phone right now. We can like there's no secrets. There's no nothing between us. Like at all. Like most people's relationship will end with a phone switch.
Okay. I wanted to just start off by saying we're not lions, and I really followed the analogy for as long as I could. I really does not make any sense. We are not lions, and you're saying like the traditional thing of like men leading and you want to create a space for your women to flourish. This is not traditional. Like if that's the life you're wanting to follow, this is not traditional. But you know what? Everybody lives their own life. More power to you guys. I don't even know how to get off here, but more power to you guys. Have a good rest of the night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Let me see. Let's see if there is somebody in here. Girl with a purpose. Love that. Let's bring her on. Girl with a purpose.
Aww.
Yes,
Can you hear me, babe?
yes, we can.
Hi. I've been waiting
Hi.
forever to get on here.
Good. Well, you're on, girl. You're the chosen one.
So first I
Wait,
wanna
wait, wait. I
say,
sent you a request to turn on your camera.
oh Lord, I look a mess, but I'll turn it on. Do it again.
Okay, I just sent it to you. So it should be like the three dots and then like a
Okay,
there
there
you
I go.
go.
Period.
There you go. Period. You look so good.
Okay. Thank you, girl. I'm going to sleep.
Mhm.
Okay, so first I want to say, I think that you are so beautiful, Olivia. I
What's your
think
name?
that
Where are you
both
from?
of y'all. My name is Kayla, and I stay in Atlanta.
Ooh.
Okay. ATL.
Yes, I think that both of you guys are beautiful women. I think that Sean, you are a very handsome man.
Period.
Um, I be listening to y'all. I've been listening to y'all live like the past few days. I never just sat and listened. I always scroll past it, but I'm like, let me listen to what's going on over here. And what I gathered from this, I really have more to say than to ask. But the first person I want to address is Shanice, because I realize every time somebody asks a question to Shanice, like about how she feels about Sean bringing somebody else into the relationship, you answer in a way that's like, it's that people will just accept, but it's not really how you feel. And it's always in your body language. Like your face tells it all with you. Like I literally be reading your face every time I'm on here. Like the eye rolls. I don't even think you realize what you be doing. Like the eye rolls and everything. And it's very normal to feel that way. That's the first thing I want to say, that because not only did Sean bring another woman into the relationship, but he brought somebody that was beautiful, intelligent, and all these other different things that he always acknowledges. So to say that you don't feel any bit of insecure about that is a lie. And
The women that he brings in, I expect like they should be beautiful and intelligent and powerful.
yes, they should be all those things. But what I'm saying is that to say that you don't feel any bit of inadequate, because see, this is, y'all were in a relationship first. It wasn't always polygamy. So for him to say, hey, I want somebody else's, that means that you are not enough for me. And
That's
as a woman, that's as a woman, that's the
as
way
a
you
woman.
can tell
I
yourself that you.
like we wanted to bring women. We wanted to bring women into our relationship.
When you agreed to that, and you said it several times because I've been listening,
Yeah.
that you would have preferred somebody bisexual so that the relationship would have been beneficial for the both of you. Olivia
But
is not bisexual.
okay, beneficial. When it comes to like two women liking each other, I would rather have a woman that actually has something to add to our dynamic rather than me just having some type of sexual attraction to another woman in our relationship. Does that
Okay. It makes sense for the reason,
multiple
but it's
there will be 7 queens. So if there are 7 queens, like I don't like where am I missing out? Like
in
I don't
the history of kingdom and queendom, where have you ever heard of seven queens?
Where have seven queens? That what I'm trying to tell you is this theory.
Look at
What?
look at our history and look at where we come from.
Let me finish saying what I'm gonna say, Sean. I'm gonna get to you next. The theory that you are putting in your head. See the difference between. There's a huge difference between the two type of women that y'all are, because regardless of how smart and beautiful and all these things Olivia is, she's still 19. She's still not as experienced in life as you are. Yeah. So I say that to say, what, Sean?
She's 20.
20. Okay, 20. She's 20. That year matters. 20 and 29 is a huge difference. Mm-hmm. And I always hear about how beautiful and all these things Olivia is, but I think that you are a very beautiful woman too. But I think that Sean limits you, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because with the facial expressions and everything that you do when y'all on live and stuff, you're not happy with what's going on. You're accepting it because you think it makes sense because Sean has made it make sense. But it doesn't make sense to you because you know you're worth far more than what you're settling for. Mm-hmm. So and I'm telling you this because you're a beautiful girl. So no matter how much you rub Sean's arms, and Olivia, you need to, no matter how much y'all rub this man back, Sean has deep wounded trauma that he has to heal from. And no matter how many wives he go to pick, none of y'all will be enough because the woman that God has for him is a woman that's going to see past that. Olivia, I think that you are very capable of being that woman to Sean. Shanice, I don't think that you are, because I think that God has better in store for you. I think that Olivia is, because Olivia is impressionable and Olivia can be molded.
With all due respect,
baby, I'm preaching right now. What? I just told you we're going to get to you.
Here's the thing. This woman has literally been the biggest blessing to ever come in my life. Like, she's literally my source of, like,
Sean, this is what I'm saying. Regardless of how much of a lesson that she's been,
she brought me the thing that all men want. Men don't care about how beautiful you are or how big your butt is. At the end of the day, a man wants.
Let me tell you something, Sean. Here. That stuff that you be doing when other people join this live, you can't run that on me.
You mean tell the truth?
If she was all these things that you saying, if she brought all this joy and stuff into your life, you would have settled with her. You would have married her, because that's what men do when they find that one. If she is not that one, let that woman go. Let that woman go.
Right.
You so gonna suffer her ego death, but let her go. Yes.
All right. What does settle mean?
Okay, marry her. You would have married her. You would have said all the things that you just said. She has brought so much this, that, and the third to your life. Why didn't you get on your knee and say, because you brought all this value to my life, you are the woman that I want to spend the rest of my life with. I don't need nobody else. But you didn't do that to her. You told her you need 7 other women, and she got to sit on the side of you and make it like she is complete and she is happy with this when she's not. Mm-hmm. And the theory that you try to sell them, it definitely makes sense. Yes, let's build a kingdom. We're going to have 7 women. Everybody going to bring something to the table because this, that, the third. It sounds good, but it's unrealistic. And you are hurting them in the process of you trying to heal or you needing to heal.
How is it unrealistic? What's unrealistic about 7 powerful women coming together and building a man?
You know what's unrealistic about that? Because
that has happened before. That has happened. Whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in a family, or whether that's in the government, or whether that's in a business. It has happened.
And this is why I like you, Olivia. I really like you because because Olivia, baby, you gonna make it make sense, even when it don't. Listen, it doesn't make sense because 7 powerful women pulling from one man is not equally yoked. Let me just listen. You just asked me a question. It's not equally yoked.
We're all moving towards. Why are you saying pulling? We're all one in line, hand in hand.
No, the big thing that you. Listen, let me explain it to you. We're not even going to talk about the 7 women. Let's talk about y'all 2. The V thing that you just did where Sean is at the bottom and y'all 2 right here. That doesn't make sense because while you rubbing Sean back, she can't rub his back. When you rubbing his arm, she can't rub his arm. When you communicate with him,
what does this have to do with anything we're talking about?
You just asked me a question. You asked me, how is it possible for y'all to do all, how is it possible for y'all to build a kingdom sharing this man? And I'm explaining to you how it's not possible. It sounds good, but it's not possible. And even, let me talk without being, because I'm not being judgmental. Like what I said, I think that the theory sounds great. I just don't think that it will work. Especially, and when you say with 7 beautiful, powerful women, no powerful woman is settling for this. I can tell you that now. No powerful woman is going to stay in this. So the reason why y'all are is because y'all are leaking somewhere too. There's some healing that y'all have to do too. Olivia, I think that maybe you just like Sean.
Relationship does not mean we're broken. Like, you label us all of these things. You're saying Shanice is not fulfilled, that we're not gonna make it happen. Like,
No. You're not gonna mix up my words, because the thing I'm saying about Shanice is because I know that Shanice is a woman and I've read her body language. Every time I get on this live, that girl is uncomfortable.
Maybe it has to do with the fact that despite the fact that we just try to be as positive as possible, yes, we crack jokes and make faces. People come up here time after time again and just pretty much call us like dumb,
I've listened
naive,
to what people have called y'all. I listen to what people
attack
say,
our
and
character.
people have been very disrespectful. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just telling you what I've observed in the relationship and watching these lives. And Olivia, go ahead, baby. What you say?
I'm saying you're not in the relationship and you're making assumptions from a lie.
Well, no. Because, for
By the
one,
way,
y'all just said that it's not one relationship. There's Sean and Shanice, and there's you and Shanice.
Yeah.
So that means he's cheating on Shanice with you. But she's just
You're
accepting it.
I'm not cheating on anybody, and you're wrong, by the way. There's going to be tons of beautiful, powerful women that would love to actually be a part of this. Women actually want to be supported. They actually want to be with a guy that's actually going to push them to their potential. They actually
Yes, they want to be with a guy that's going to push them to their potential.
They actually want to be with a guy who wants them for more than just their body. Like, women dream about actually having a man.
And that is where you are tricking those women. You are telling them bullshit like that. About them. There's plenty guys that will want you for more than just your body, and there are plenty guys that will settle for just you. There are plenty guys that's not going to need this,
So
this,
then why is
that,
it
and
so
the
hard
third.
for them to find it?
So let me tell you something. Let me say, Sean keep wanting to be the star of the show. Let me read you from, because before before I got on here, I didn't even know that you had the traumatic childhood that you had. But the first thing I said when I started to like put together what was going on here is, this man needs some type of healing. You are hurting somewhere that you're not acknowledging, and that place where your mother left you, you're trying to fill it up with women, and you need to acknowledge that, because like I said when I first joined, no woman is going to be able to fill that hole that's accepting of you having other women. The only woman that's going to be able to do that is a woman that is whole herself, and she's not going to put up with 8 women. It's not going to happen.
Well,
So
I personally think that women would love to be around other women who are doing epic things, who are crushing it in business, crushing it spiritually.
Yes, they would, and that's called friend groups. They got women that do that. We go on girls trips and stuff like that. We don't need a man to be the bond between that. So what? My question to you is, how are you an asset to any of these women? Let's just assume you have 7 women. How would you be an asset to those 7 women?
You want a laundry list or you want a summer?
Not you, Olivia. I'm asking Sean.
This your first live?
It's not. I'm usually on here preaching, child. Hopefully ain't none of my followers on here see me on here. Got this going on, child. But go ahead. I'm really curious. I really want to know. And I'm not bashing what you guys have going on, because at the end of the day, y'all understand what is going on. But people always can't be on the outside looking in. When y'all get on live, this is what y'all are getting on live for. So don't be offended when people put together what's going on here.
We're not offended. You guys, the thing is, people come up here with opinions and then they state them as facts. Yeah. And that's just not the truth. Like,
so what's the truth? I'm asking you. How? Okay, let me ask
the funny thing is, it'd be a lot. Hold on. The funny thing is, it'd be so much. Most people are already doing polygamy. They're just not building. You see girls with multiple baby daddies all the time. You see dudes with multiple baby mamas all the time. They're just not building together. That is a form of polygamy. Like you guys did the most intimate thing together, which is create a family. And like y'all not gonna build together. So it's better to have 4 separate households, probably put them in a position to all be struggling rather than to all build together so that everybody can have actually a father. And
You know who would be great for this live? Future. I think Future is who you trying to channel your inner Future, Sean. But I really want to ask you. I asked the question. How are you an asset? Let's assume you got these 7 beautiful, powerful women. How will you be an asset to them?
Are you asking the women?
No, I don't want to ask y'all because y'all gonna come up with something. Y'all gonna figure something out. I'm asking him.
the only thing that I can tell you is that nobody reaches their potential on their own. If you want to do something great, you have to learn it from somebody else. You have to have some sort of external like pressure to create the right internal habits to push you towards like success. If you want to learn, like if you want to,
Wait, no, I'm trying to understand because you didn't answer my question. You're basically saying that you need them to be an asset to you. You need them to build you up so you could go add 7 more women to the 7 you already have, probably. How are you an asset to these women? Is what I'm trying to figure out. Shanice, how is he an asset?
I'm gonna respectfully, I'm gonna say this. Google Sean Adams San Diego, like I pop up. So you can just Google me and then you tell me if
I'm asking you. I can already tell that you said you have a LinkedIn, which means you have some professional background. I'm not asking about that. I'm asking you personally. How do you feel you are an asset to Olivia and Shanice's and the 5 women that we gonna add to this lives? It's a simple question. If you feel like you not and you just throw them a little piece of wood every now and then, that's fine. Say that. Sometimes you need a little something in the morning to get your day going.
I think that's how other people do their relationships, and that's what they value. That's not what we value. We actually build together.
So without you, they wouldn't be building. They wouldn't have nothing going on. Shanice wouldn't be the beautiful, powerful woman she is.
They would be super successful without me. They don't need me. The whole thing that I wanted to do is literally fan the flame, make it even bigger. Like that's it. They are already like superstars. If they weren't powerful people, I would not want to be with them. Like, but the whole point is to get them to reach their like potential.
And how are you doing that?
Accountability is love. We all need to be held accountable. I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you get better results when you work out with a trainer or by yourself?
I get better results when I work out by myself. I turn on that little baby and I
don't know about you, but I get better results when I have
because all that trainer is gonna do is tell me stuff that I can tell myself. Do it, Kayla. You got this. I have discipline. I'm well disciplined, so I don't need that.
Everybody feels like they can do everything on their own. So
that's not what I said. That's not
if you feel like you don't have any room for improvement, then hey, more power to you.
That's not what you said. Everybody feels like they can do everything on their own. That's not what I'm saying. You wasn't on your own. You had Shanice. What I'm trying to figure out is why did you need Olivia? How, and not just that, how are you being an asset to your life? You can't answer that, which is fine.
I'm gonna literally tell you this. I'm going to build the most beautiful and powerful family America's ever seen.
How? They don't want no kids. Olivia said she don't want kids, so she take care of the family she already got.
I do want kids.
After you take care of the family you already got,
when you guys come up here and ask questions with all due respect, it shows a lot about like your mentality. Because this is
the way that we think, right?
This is who I am as a man. I don't feel like the most intimate thing you can do with a woman is sleep with her. The most intimate thing you can do with a woman is build with her. And it took me 28 years of my life to learn that. And all y'all get up here and do is talk about physical pleasure. Like our relationship is so much deeper than that. And
gosh. Is this what y'all be listening to? Y'all be eating this up. I can tell. Look at y'all be eating this up. Sean, you are a master manipulator. Because if you were to say that is exactly what that is. Because how
am I manipulating you? By stating the
You're not manipulating me because I already know that everything you saying is bullcrap. You talking about it's not just about the physical, but you screwing both of them.
So don't just act like that ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. Shanice, how do you feel like Sean
So
is
let
the
me ask you
asset
a
to your
question.
life?
Let me ask you a question.
Don't
If all
ask
I
me no
hold
questions
on, hold
too.
on, hold on, hold on.
I ain't
Let
no
me
one to
ask you
be
a
asked
question.
questions.
If all
What?
I cared about was
I
just
didn't say that's all
if
you cared
all
about.
I
Stop
hold
messing up
on.
what I said.
If all I cared about was screwing them, why wouldn't we just have random threesomes?
Yeah.
Because Olivia doesn't like women, and that's not what I
But
said.
no,
I
I'm
didn't
talking
say.
about with random girls.
Listen,
With random
I
girls.
didn't say anything about that being all that you wanted, Sean. That was the first thing I
You literally
realized is you are way past the just wanting a screw market. You want these women's minds. That's what's gonna make you feel powerful. If you got 7 women up in there rubbing your back every 5 minutes, telling you how fine and good of a man, and we gonna build his kingdom and all, that's what's gonna make you feel good. I know it ain't the sex, baby.
No.
You ain't gonna tell me.
You know what's gonna make me feel good? When we come to people that on these lives that like come and attack us when we go to y'all community,
I'm not
we
I'm not
build up
attacking.
y'all communities, and that when y'all have that aha moment, like damn, they really did that. Like damn, they putting on for the community.
Sean, the community, Sean, that aha moment is never going to happen.
We'll
And that
see.
aha moment,
You're
let
gonna
me tell
find
you
out what
why
I
it's
already
never going
know.
to happen.
You're gonna find
Because
out what I already know. Listen, I didn't get to where I'm at by listening to people to tell me to give up on my dreams. I'm never gonna give up on my dreams, no
your
matter what.
dream is to have a cult.
No, my dream is to impact people all over the world positively. That's the only thing I care about doing. And I'm gonna have
And
a super
Shanice gets
powerful
so annoyed whenever Olivia got something to say. Shanice, Shanice is over you, girl.
I literally have a question for you. Are you always this suppressive to people's dreams? Or just us?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well,
What
it
I'm
seems
saying,
like it.
I
The only
actually,
thing
let me
that
tell you
you
something.
have
No,
to
all
say
jokes
this whole
aside,
life is you can't do this. Shanice, you can't do this. You can't do this,
that's
Sean.
not what I said.
Like,
If you listen with the sense, whatever the intelligence and stuff they keep speaking of you, that I believe you may have listened past your 20-year-old mind, you'd understand that I'm actually speaking life into you guys, is what I'm doing. I told Shanice that she can actually. I told Shanice that she can do way better than what she's selling for. I told Sean once he heals, God's going to send him a wonderful woman that can put
Bro,
up
I
with the
got 2
crowd.
wonderful women. Like, what are you talking about?
Anyway, Shanice, how do you feel? How do you feel like Sean is an asset to your life? To your life?
Are you asking me?
No, I
It's a
don't
lot of.
even want to hear from you. I know you gonna have a whole 5-page essay.
You're asking me a question.
I'm asking you, how do you feel like Sean is an asset to your life?
My love is an asset to my life because he is a protector. He is a provider. He's gonna retire my parents. Like, he is a genius. First of all, he has always been there through thick and thin for me, regardless of what I needed, when I needed it, how often I needed it. He creates an environment for me to be able to be vulnerable. So I'm always able to like communicate efficiently and effectively. Sometimes I struggle with that just because of me, but yes, he he just makes sure that I am always like, he pushes me to my highest potential. He makes sure that like I'm always in the correct environment for me to like operate at my highest, so I can be the best me, so we can be the best us.
Yes, and I want to add to one thing. I don't want to retire your parents. I want to help you retire your parents because I never want you to be dependent on me. I don't want any queen dependent on me. I want to empower my queens so that they don't need me. I want to say that. So you got it 100% right. Except I want to make that clear. Like, I want to put you in a position to where you can retire your parents.
Even better.
So then that way you like are like straight. So that's the whole point.
Shanice, if you don't mind me asking me, what do you do for a living? Like, what's your occupation?
I'm a healthcare professional in the military.
Like a CNA?
Mm-hmm. And by the way, when I say retired parents, I mean like, oh, that's not to say like, oh, I don't want to contribute to that. That means I want her to have assets that pay for her lifestyle, her own assets, like things that nobody can ever take away from her. That's what I mean when I say that. Does that make sense? Good.
I'm a corner.
Olivia. Olivia is so full of life. I love
All right,
She
all right,
don't even
all right.
care.
Hey, we listen. We appreciate you being up here.
No, don't try to kick me off. I got 2 more questions.
No, we got a lot of
Gotta ask
people.
Olivia. Olivia, how do you feel like Sean is an asset to your life?
All right, last one.
Okay.
Go ahead, answer, baby.
So, first of all, we are both business owners. He's taught me a lot about leadership. Now I am like actively going ahead and actually using the right leadership skills, tools, techniques, everything to go ahead and run a team. That's going to expand my business. That's going to allow me to help.
See, like you answered that, babe. You got her right there.
Not only the business stuff. He has literally opened my mind when it comes to communication, when it comes to actually my intention. Like, what is your intention when it comes to helping people? And also just
so he's like your personal trainer in a
relationship.
relationship.
That is the number one most valuable thing. When growing up, I've never had
like a motivational speaker.
What?
He's like your personal trainer / motivational speaker in a relationship.
Not at all. He is actually somebody that wants to push me to my potential. That's it. That's literally it. But also, of course, a lover, a friend, all of that stuff, all of that amazing stuff that comes along with it. And I can just go ahead and reach levels that I would have never gotten if I stayed in my environment with my family that just didn't really know much.
Like 27.4 thousand people watching you on TikTok. Y'all have a good night. This was fun. How do I get off here?
Have a good one.
You got a bit.
Not her leaving.
Uh-oh.
There's literally I don't know why people wouldn't. Somebody said that on our YouTube, by the way, San Diego royalty on YouTube, guys. Somebody commented, y'all have 20,000 people in your life and you guys don't want to talk about your business. I agree. Let's bring on the next caller. Oh wait, you say you my king?
Yeah, you got switch.
Woo.
Oh shit.
Yep, you up.
Hey girl.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
I just sent you a video request.
Okay, I got it. First things first. I realized y'all only add people that has a following, so I had to log into my backup page just to get on here. But it's okay. My first question.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
What's your name? Where you from?
Cherise, I'm from New York.
Okay.
My first question is like I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like seriously. Do you guys ever get like BV or like yeast infections from like him having sex with one person and then going to the next?
No, we're very clean.
No, it's not about being clean. I know you guys are clean. You guys look clean.
We've never had an issue with that.
Ever.
Really?
Not
that
a
is
single
correct.
one.
Damn, that's crazy.
If you saw a clip of me smelling Olivia, it was
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I could care less about the fucking
I,
clips. I'm not gonna lie.
if other people are saying that, it was literally her feet. That was it. I get how it looked, but they're vegan. They have literally the cleanest.
Yeah, I understand that, but like, it's not about not being clean. It's because when you have, if like,
BV is literally a mix of like, well, it's too much bad bacteria. So
it's too much bad bacteria, but it comes from the man. I'm not saying you're dirty either. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like, so how when you have sex with two people, when their pH balances mix, it causes a disruption.
Yeah.
That's all I was asking. Yeah. Let me just go to the next question though.
And I'm a clean person, so I don't.
No, it's not. That's the thing though. A lot of people think that you get BV from being dirty, and you don't get BV from being dirty. You get BV from being mixed. It doesn't matter. Fuck it. Whatever. We'll just move to the next question. My next question is the whole king thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why that just rubs me the wrong way. It's giving like yes massa, no massa. Like it's giving like modern day slavery, and it's kind of scary, if you ask me.
You're comparing our relationship to modern day slavery because of calling.
I mean, I've seen y'all like.
you call somebody babe and you're like, that's like modern day slavery because that's a term of endearment. It's literally just a term of endearment, guys. Like, people say my love in different languages. In America,
but it's giving Sean Kelly though.
Be honest, man, when y'all be in the bedroom, y'all be saying all kind of stuff. Like, stop the cap.
I don't say
Like,
yes king. I don't say yes massa, no massa. That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
come on, man, stop.
Gotta be shitting me. Like that's crazy to me. Like yes massa, no massa. Wild. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we don't say that.
No, I'm not saying that. Like it kind of sound the same if you
It
ask me. Like
not,
yes king, no king.
not even close.
Oh, okay, Sean. Next question is yo, these comments. I don't know why I keep a straight face. Yo, these comments go
why are you looking at the comments? Come on, talk to us.
oh my god. Okay, so Sean, I have a really serious question for you. Où haïtien?
You said what?
Où haïtien? Are you Haitian?
Oh no, I'm not Haitian.
Oh, you're not? Okay. She's a kid. I'm 21. What are you talking about? Get off my dick. All right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop reading the comments. Olivia, I have a question for you. Because we're around the same age. What made you think you were ready to be in a relationship with Sean?
Nobody's ready to be in a relationship.
But how were you ready to be in a relationship with Sean?
I knew because he was super aligned with me. And we were going the same direction and we were going to be there to support each other and have each other's back.
That sounds mad scripted. Yeah, I'm so weak. So weak. That sounds mad scripted. I'm not gonna lie.
Right in front of me. Right here. I knew exactly that question was coming up and that's why I have a screen in front of me. You really think that's how like this works?
I don't know, Olivia. You just blow mine sometimes. Like you just get me tight. Like your whole like, I don't know what it is. I think you're just trying to be like quirky and like young, but like it's just giving annoying at this point. Like you're really like pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie. Why can't you just be like Shanice? Just be quiet and let Sean answer the questions, bro. Like you just doing too much.
Because
like side fucking
my
out.
own
Like,
person.
Man, if she
has a
wanna
voice of her own.
talk, she gonna talk. Like,
Sean, you got that tight ass shirt on. Like, I know you not. Like, relax, bro. You're gonna pop a vein in your forehead. Stop.
Probably.
Jesus Christ.
Did you have any
Anyway,
other
Sean,
questions?
I do actually. Shanice, can I see your face? Can you come to the camera?
Let's pop it.
Thank you, girl. Thank you.
Hey.
So, yo, I'm so weak. So when y'all in the bedroom, right? And he wants some like morning coochie, what do y'all do?
Use your imagination.
Y'all keep saying that, but I don't know. It's given like there's I'm not gonna lie, it's really scary if I really think about it. Do Olivia just scroll on TikTok? Because you know he said he like younger girls. So I don't know if it's like it's given worn out or he wanted something new. I don't know what it is. So you feel me? That's why I'm asking.
Oh. Well, good question. Use your imagination.
Girl, I just told you I can't.
You can't?
I cannot.
I believe in you. You seem like a creative
You were pretty creative to come up with that question.
You were.
Which one? The BV one?
What? Yeah.
Great. All right, but Sean, why you don't want to add your brother up here? Like he was on there talking his shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, I don't even know who you guys are talking about.
Your brother that was on live?
I got so many brothers. Like
the big guy that went to the army and you went to the Navy.
He went to the army?
He said that you called your dad earlier today. Yeah.
Okay.
That narrows it down.
Sean, you know exactly who we're talking about. Lab Cub 56.
I know who you're talking about.
Because you called your dad after you seen the videos and you blocked him.
Hold on. I know who you're talking about now.
All right, so why you don't want to talk to him? Like, why you being weird? He said that you a master manipulator.
Am I the one that's being weird? Like, okay, let me ask you a question. What kind of brother or so brother would go to social media and like talk bad about somebody? You guys haven't.
I feel like he's just embarrassed.
Yeah, he can be embarrassed, but that don't mean you have to like downplay me. Here's the thing: you guys have never seen me say anything bad about anybody in my life. I've never said anything bad. I've said time and time again, every relationship I've ever been in that I failed, which I've had several failures, that was 100% on me. Like My dad was a great dad. I could have been a much better son. Like, he helped make me to be the man that I am here today. I'm thankful for him. You guys have never seen me say, and this brother that you guys are speaking on, like, up until today, you guys have never seen me even bring him up. So I'm just confused as to like why we're even like discussing it. Like, honestly, like if he had a problem and he's like my brother, he could have just like called me.
Honestly, he said he wanted to fight you the last time he seen you. That's what he said on live.
May I ask you a question?
Listen.
Yeah, you can ask me a question because y'all always got questions,
With all
right?
due respect, do you have a question about like our relationship, or you just like want to stir?
Honestly, I low key like y'all need to like flip the script and talk about something new because like this shit is getting worn out. Everybody coming up here asking the same questions. I'm really trying to like pull questions that nobody asked before. Like Olivia, why do you be?
It's 27,000 people here, so it can't be too boring.
Yeah, okay, Sean. Olivia, why do you be staring at Sean all the time? Like out of nowhere, you just start staring at him for mad long, like mad long.
Let's go. Do you have any more questions? Because
I just asked her a question.
yeah, that's like
And
not.
like sometimes, do y'all like
We
play with his
appreciate you being
piece
on.
under the table or something?
Appreciate you being on. We got a lot of people that like requests. We can't just let.
Yeah, like, exactly.
I like, but babe, we got something.
Over 99.
Yeah, because they just. I need to be looking at this and just see what's going on. They just be like drama. And by the way, man, D'Angelo, if you're watching this, bro, shout out to you, man. I never have anything bad to say about you, no matter what you say about me. You know why, bro? Because you never turn your back on family, even when they turn their back on you. Shout out to you, bro. Be great.
Next caller, please. Next caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, I just sent you a video request.
No angel photos.
Oh, how you doing?
I'm good, sweetie. How are you?
I'm outstanding.
Look at you. You're so cozy.
Yes. Nice big house. Nice. Before we start this, I do realize that you only add people that have a following. My followers are here. So I'm going to I'm not even talking to you, Sean. I'm not one of those people that going to go into it, but I want to let you guys know something. To the two women there.
Yes.
That I was poly for 4 years. To the 19-year-old woman that's there, I look you dead in your eyes right now. And I want you to understand how this is going to end.
She's 20, just saying.
Sean, I did state in the beginning I'm not
But this
even
is our
talking.
show, so like we're allowed to talk.
I want to explain to you how this is going to end. What you guys are trying
You
to
don't
do.
even know her age, but you know her life.
One
You
second,
don't even know her
Sean.
age, but you know her life.
Okay, I'll wait.
You don't. Okay, but how are you gonna say you know how this ends and you don't even know her age? You got her age wrong. You don't. But no,
go ahead.
You have our situation figured out and you don't even know.
What you are trying to do.
Not what I'm trying to do. It's what you did.
Sean,
All I
ahead.
did was repeat what you said. That's it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. My presence will automatically threaten you. I know.
Not really.
Understand that what you are trying to do, I have already done. I live on 6 acres of land. I have barns. Ma'am, to you two, what I want to tell you is how this is going to end. Because I told you I was poly for 4 years. I had a girlfriend that lived in the house. I traveled internationally. I did not want him fucking with a bum bitch. So I found the baddest that I could find. She stayed home. She,
I like girls. The fact that this is not a threesome saddens me. Sean, that's the only thing I will tell you, my guy. I don't know what this is because I'm not doing this. I'm not dealing with two people if it's not that. At one point in my life, wait, pause.
No.
At one
So
point in
listen,
my life, I was worth over a half a million.
good for you.
Okay.
You said you were
I
poly.
need you
Hold
to
on.
understand you haven't
No,
since I
the
jumped
thing,
on
Could you let
here.
him speak, please,
the thing
ma'am?
is this though. You
Oh,
said you know the
I see.
situation.
I'm
You know
dealing with
how it.
children.
You
You
said
guys
you.
seem to be
you
about business, but I want to show you something. You see this? You see this right here?
What does this have to do
I
with
make
like what
money from
kind of
here. I make you guys uncomfortable. I'm going to tell you
done.
again
what's so
how this
You
is going
just.
to end. Any money that you make, Olivia, any money that you make to the other young lady,
Shanice,
you
yeah.
are sharing it among 3 people, and you are wasting your time and you are wasting your life, because all it takes is one simple thing to set domino effect off into everything. Legally, all 3 of you have no bond in business. Please explain to me what bond that you have in business that would legally tie you. I know you're online with 20, 30, whatever, but I'm telling you, as a person that's in business, what legal ties do you have to one another? Legally.
Last time we said it, they banned it live because of like
So
PI.
if he gets
But
into a car accident, can you make medical decisions for him?
I
See,
don't
I
drive.
was married to my husband. So our girlfriend, she had no rights to him. So if he was to get into a car accident and I was out of the country, no one could make decisions for him but me. So what legal rights do you guys have to any money that is made? That's what lets me know. I've been watching this shit play out for days now. I actually said not interested, and it keeps coming across my timeline. But I'm asking the 3 of you, what legally, what bond do you have legally in writing that you have? Because our girlfriend, I put it in writing that she's in my will. She's in my will to this day, and she will remain in my will. Do you have a will for the 3 of you? With your vehicles, whose names are they in? What
Me.
name is the place that you're
uh,
staying
uh,
in now? If something was to happen, whose name is that in? No, don't get sad, Sean.
no, I'm not getting sad. It's just when I.
Don't get sad with reality now. I'm asking. If
Olivia?
something was to happen to either one of your girls, you would have no legal right to come in the hospital to say anything to those doctors. They're going to tell you to kick rocks, my guy. So I'm asking you, what legal bond that do you have? Because what you're trying to do, I've already done. And when it came down to something happening to where someone had to go into the hospital and I was out of the country, there was nothing that could be done. So please explain to me how you are, like the previous person said, how are you an asset to them that if Olivia was to flatline and you had to make a decision, they wouldn't ask you, sir, where are her parents? Do you have contact with her parents?
Yes.
You have contact with her parents. So if she was to get into a car accident and they had to make a medical decision right then and there, you would be able to make that decision.
I don't know.
I need you guys, both of the women. I am 40 years old. Both of you are younger than me. You are wasting your life. You are wasting your time. I told the young girl that she wasn't even young. She was maybe about 2 years younger than me. I gave her money and told her to go on with her life because she needed to do that. She needed to finish college. She needed to go off, get married, have babies, and live her life. This man does not care what happens to you in the future. No matter who comes on here and says something to you, I have lived the life that you are living. That man does not care. The girl that I dealt with, she's married now. She has kids. She's doing well. We talk, and she says, I couldn't be more happy that you told me what you told me. It's not going to end well. I'm going to tell you. To all three of you, and Sean, I'm going to tell you, you're going to end up like my ex-husband with nothing. Because if either one of those women decide to put suit against you, if you decide to screw them over in any way, they're going to win. And they are going to take you
Yeah,
for every dime that you have.
the thing about
I
me
am
is like,
business-minded, sir. Let me remind you, look here and look here. I make good money laying right where I lay. I'm telling you, legally, none of you are making any sense. This shit makes absolutely no sense. I fucked up back then. I'm telling you, sir. I've always lived on acres of land. I fucked up. I'm telling all three of you, you are fucking up right now. I've lived your life. I've done what you're trying to do. That's all I'm going to tell you. Auntie said so. My followers are here. Remember this, when shit goes left, I'm telling you, this shit isn't going to end well. Have a great night.
Thank you.
You too.
Literally just saying the same thing over and over and over.
I mean, I think she made some good points. I wish we could have had like an actual conversation, but
She didn't want to. Yeah, she didn't want to do all that. Okay.
Let me see. Hello.
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 Hey, I just sent you a video request.
How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm in the dark right now. I don't want to show my forehead because it's kind of big.
It's okay. So is mine, girl. Let's battle.
So look, I just started watching y'all,
Wait.
right?
You guys,
I don't know what happened.
We got people
Okay,
with their
there it
bonnets
go.
on. We love bonnets. Let's see it.
Oh no, I don't got no bonnet on. It's just a little ponytail.
See, my forehead bigger than yours. You good. All right. First off, what's your name? Where you from?
My name is Shetally. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey.
I've been watching y'all for like 3 nights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And y'all really opened my eyes because honestly, because with y'all poly V relationship, at first I was kind of confused like everybody else because we thought it was like a 3-way thing.
Right.
But it's just the fact that Sean got 2 different. I think y'all just really player because my dude right now, he with Keisha. Keisha know about me, I know about Keisha. So it's like we in a poly V too. And then everybody in the comments, I feel like all of us in a poly V relationship, we just don't want to admit it. But
Woo.
Keisha just know not to get around me. Just like you and Olivia around each other and stuff like that. Y'all really bold. Keisha can't get around me. And then the people keep saying Shanice don't like Olivia. The motherfucker, she done came and took this girl, man. Olivia, you are really bad. I would take this belt and Shanice whoop
Oh,
her
I thought she
ass.
meant bad. Like she's
Daddy.
yeah.
I mean, she that too, but she's so
Yes.
disrespectful. That little old lady that just came on, little skinny self, Olivia was just really disrespectful to her.
How?
With her little Elmo laugh.
How? I got that Elmo laugh and everything.
No, but I like y'all though. And Sean, don't be listening to these people. I feel like you just really play up there. Everybody mad. Y'all doing y'all thing. I wish my dude was. He broke and he's still pulling me and Keisha.
We appreciate the support and the honesty.
Just believe in him. Support his dreams. You never know what a man's capable of.
Nah, he gonna forever be a broke dude. But that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to come on here for 3 days just to tell y'all I'm finna go look for him and Keisha now because I just can't deal with this no more. So y'all have a good night.
Yeah.
Bye, y'all.
No
Be safe.
You too.
What?
Keisha, girl, you better run.
Oh my gosh. I was gonna say, why are you with them? Oh my gosh, y'all are funny. You guys are real funny. Thank you. The only sane caller so far. The Elmo laugh. Yes. Elmo laugh.
Hello. Hi. I have to
Hey.
turn on my camera.
Yes, please.
Wait, I think did I? Okay, yeah, I did. Let me turn on my ring light, cause I want to look like y'all. It's so crazy because I never even requested to be on here. This the first time.
What?
Ooh,
Maybe I got lucky.
how many times you've watched it?
I watched y'all a couple times. I got my bonnet on because it's late.
It's fine. All the baddies wear the bonnet.
Right. Um. First of all, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
say, Sean, you kind of quiet now.
We just listening. What's your question?
All right. Um. First of all, I just want to ask, like, what do you feel? This is for Sean. Like, what do you feel is like the main component in like being an asset to a woman?
I think the realest thing that you can do for somebody is one, raise the level of awareness as to what they think they can do, um, and then two, put somebody in a position to make life changing money. I think those are the two realest things that you can do for somebody. A lot of people walk around, suppress themselves, they think small, and they never kind of like reach their potential. You know, the beautiful part about human beings is we're social creatures. We can't reach our potential on our own. If you want to learn a new language, if you want to learn a new skill, you want to learn to play the piano, you have to learn that from somebody else. God designed it that way. So I just think that I'm a very capable guy to help a woman reach her potential.
Okay, so the reason why I asked that is because like I'm a part of the Nation of Islam, so I'm not like this isn't like out of the norm for me. I think like a lot of people fear what they don't understand.
I agree.
But while I do like your answer in a way, I would say like the biggest component is understanding that you have to be emotionally intelligent. And that's like what do you do for self-care? Like, you know, I'm pretty sure like every other relationship, you guys are not perfect. So like what does that look like? Like how are you taking care of yourself so you could be mentally okay for these women?
I think for me, the number one thing, this is a great question, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I do probably more self development every day than most people do in like a year. And it's just taking care of everything, taking care of the body, taking care of the mind. And I think a man is best when he's building something. A man is at his best when he's building something. So,
What do you mean by what do you mean like a man is at his best when he's building something?
like a man is at his best, like mentally, physically, spiritually, like the frequency at which he vibrates on. I just feel like you'll never get the best out of a man until like he's actually like pursuing. I don't even want to say pursuing his passion, but actively building something.
Okay, and the lady who was on the phone before, where she was explaining, like I know y'all didn't get to have a conversation, but she was really saying some key components, like you know, like as far as like you guys being in a relationship,
I
living
agree.
under the same roof, and like you know, just different financial responsibilities. Like I feel like well, and it's a lot of people in the comments, like you know, when y'all don't agree with I don't disagree or agree with what y'all do. I don't know because I don't know y'all. I don't know what y'all do on your daily whatever. But for people who are saying like next call, like I feel like the first thing is trying to understand each other, like especially as Black people. Like I just feel like you know everybody's going in different directions. Like when it comes to anything, like I've seen another polygamous relationship on TikTok and people cool with them. Like they cool. I think for you guys are I don't know. I guess it's hard to understand. Like sometimes it looks very like stiff with you guys. Like sometimes it looks like you guys are uncomfortable. I don't know if it's because of the
No, I,
viewers, the
I think
comments.
I think anytime you're successful, you're gonna get like a lot of. And I think no disrespect to like any other poly couple, but both of my queens are absolutely gorgeous. I'm a young man. I'm in shape. I'm like very ambitious and like you know our claims about we run successful businesses. We run for successful companies. So I think that people kind of see that and get like really triggered by it, right? Like we have yet to like tell anybody anything bad. We haven't like well, I don't claim to be perfect, but for the most part, all we do is try to spread positivity. Like teach you guys how to make more money, teach you guys how to have better relationships, build better businesses, and we get so much hate for
But
simply.
what? But like, what is? I think it's because like, what defines you guys' relationship outside of success? Like, if there was no such thing as money, like, there's no money. There's because even like sometimes like when I'm watching it, I mean, me personally, I've never heard you guys talk about anything that I can take and it could be useful. And again, I'm not bashing. Like, I really don't care. Like, I care. Like, you guys, I love black people, but I'm just saying like outside of success, outside of all of that, like, what is this? Like, like, what are you guys doing for each other
Well,
outside of, like, if it was no such thing as money, like, because I hear you talk a lot about
there
money.
was no such thing as money, like people wouldn't go to work every day. So we act like money's not important, but people go to work every single day. So
People go to work every day because that's the way the economy is set up right now. I'm
exactly.
saying that,
So it is super important, and that's not the only thing that we talk about. Clearly, we got to do a better job at communicating, but we talk about all kinds of things. We talk about friendships. We talk about that. I think that's what just people hear. People have like very selective hearing, and I personally think just because you may not care about money, other people do. Other people do want to take care of their family. They do want to donate to their church. They do want to do great things in the community. And
mm,
the way our society is set up, you need money to do those things.
yeah,
So I
I'm
think
not,
that teaching
yeah,
people how to make money is one of the biggest ways that we can positively impact our community. Because who wants to grow up poor? Who wants to have their kids grow up poor? Nobody wants that.
right.
Like,
So
like, come
I
on,
think
money is
I,
not a bad thing. It's a great thing, especially
yeah.
when we get it in the hands of great people, like people in this live, right? We got to get money into the hands of great people. Once we do that, the world will be a much better place.
Mhm. So like money is important to me. Like I have I'm an entrepreneur myself. I do hair. I'm not money is important because of the way the economy is set up right now. So I never said money was not important to me. All I'm
Really,
asking, hmm?
really, because I could have swore you just said money wasn't important.
If I said that, I should have worded it differently for sure. But what I meant was if there was no such thing as money, because we're conditioned to work. Like, we're conditioned to think that we're supposed to work and do all of this stuff. I'm just saying, like, outside of money, like, what are you guys doing? All right, let me switch it up again. Shanice and Olivia, what do you guys do outside of like working,
Oh,
doing your
really
businesses?
quick, we're gonna get to your question, man. But for those of you guys that actually do care about money, you live. No disrespect to you in the real world because you need money to survive. Stop running from it. If you got a 700 plus credit score and you want to learn how to make $10,000 to $15,000 a month, DM me on Instagram on_T_Adams. DM me free game and I'll teach you for free how to make $10,000 to $15,000 a month. I'll never ask you for your credit card. I'll never ask you for money. This is free information. This is the way we create impact. Because some of you guys in here are actually going to go and apply this information and actually take care of your family, donate to your church, take care of your community, take care of your kids, man. So if you are a good person and you just want to make more money because it's not a bad thing, if you got a 700 plus credit score, DM me on Instagram, Sean_T_Items. Give me free game, and I'll teach you for free how to do that. And if you're a guy here, man, and you want to learn to have massive success, super massive success, right? People, you want to learn that you don't want to just do 10,000 a month. You want to do 10 to 15,000 a week. If you got a 700 plus credit score, DM me on Instagram mentor, and I'll personally reach out to you and see if the mentorship's a good fit. By the way, I got 4 people this week that did over $10,000 this week, so just wanted to kind of like put that out there. So, and not many people that I mentor, not very many people at all. So, with that being said, you guys listen. You got to care about money, man. It is important. Don't listen to people that tell you it doesn't matter. Like family, money, that stuff matters. Legacy matters. But go ahead.
Um, so like that just kind of you just kind of went like completely around. I don't think you got the point of my question. And mind you, I'm not trying to ask questions because y'all could be on defense mode and that could be what it is. I'm not trying to ask questions to throw y'all off or make it seem like whatever y'all doing is wrong. All I'm asking is maybe the people would enjoy it more if y'all would talk about like because it says young professional women, would you be in a poly relationship? Honestly, if I'm in a poly relationship, like I want to know what are we doing? Like, what are you doing to help me
So
emotionally?
why don't people
Well, this is the thing. Like, I feel like every time people try to ask questions, I don't know. It seems like it's always defense. Like, y'all always on defense mode because of the questions that y'all get. Like, honestly, it's hard for me to have this conversation because you've been kind of like over talking me. And like, I don't over talk nobody. Like, you know, I don't. So when you talk, I let you talk. So yeah, but anyways, I wasn't saying that money wasn't important. Like, money obviously is important. Like, that's how I live. That's how I drive. Whatever the case may be. All I'm asking is like, what are you bringing? You never talk about like what you're bringing emotionally for these women. And I think another thing too is like, with Olivia being young, I have a brother your age, like, or no, I don't have a brother your age. I have a brother that's the same, like, age difference. And, like, sometimes when I'm around his friends, like, they seem like a lot older than me. Like, I probably wouldn't be comfortable being in a relationship with them because they're a lot older. So, like, I feel like those are the questions that people have. It's just kind of confusing. And because every time y'all get on here, it's like business, business, business. Like, people can't relate to what y'all got going on because the business is not being explained correctly. Like, and also too, like, y'all sit in the same spot. Like, y'all, it just seemed like there's no personality. And then when people get on here, like, asking questions, like, it's always like defense, defense, defense.
Okay, is there a question?
I mean, I asked plenty of questions. It's just he kind of went around it. So,
Okay.
like, when I tried to ask a question, he just went totally around it and then started explaining like his business.
I literally did not explain my business at all. I literally gave people
You
free.
started talking about how people should DM you because of this, and that. So you didn't really answer the question.
What was your question? I'll be sure to answer it.
I asked you, what are you providing emotionally for these women? If there's no such thing as money, what do they gain
Don't
from
you
this?
think that
If there
would be,
was no such thing
don't
as
you think,
money,
hold
what
on,
do they gain from this relationship?
don't you think that would be a better question for them? Because I can sit up here and tell you all day what I provide, but at the end of the day, it's up to them. It's what they feel. I can sit up here and say I do all this, but at the end of the day, wouldn't that be more of a like question
But
for them?
this is the empire that you're trying to build. You're the leader, remember? So I'm
I'm
asking
not
you.
anything. I think I'm actively doing it. So with that being said, I feel like that would be a question for them. How can I sit up here and reach into their heart and like read their mind and their soul and be like, this is what I provided. If you asking me what I provide, it's a question for them.
Okay, you're doing it again. You know what?
Okay,
This
I don't think you
conversation is
understand what
important.
he's
I'm
saying.
asking you straight up, how can I read her mind? How can I sit up here and be like, hey, this is what I provide? Like, okay, she just like hopped off.
Bro,
Okay, next caller.
that makes no sense to me. Like, would you ask the owner of a pizza shop how the pizza is? Or would you ask the person that's actually eating the pizza? Like, the customers. That doesn't make sense. The best reviews come from the people receiving.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, oh my goodness, I just got on you guys' live. I've never ever been in this live before, but I do have a couple questions.
I just sent you a video request.
Oh shoot, I just ended it.
Okay.
How do I?
Let me send you another one.
First of all, Shanice, you're not gonna get on the live. You're not going to show your face.
Do you respectfully? You have a question. You're not even showing your face. I asked her about.
No, I'm waiting for her to send me the video.
I did. You said
You
you.
can also hit the three dots and tap start video.
Hey guys, can you see me?
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I keep tapping. It's not showing. Oh, do you see me now?
No.
No.
Am I allowed to ask a question regardless?
No.
No? Oh, okay. I am trying my... Oh, do you see me? Do you see me?
No.
Oh my god. Do you see me now?
Hey, there we go.
Okay.
I like those glasses.
Thank you. Hey guys, so this is my first time getting on you guys' live. I've not heard or seen you guys before, but today I seen it. I happened to come. Hey Shanice, I really wanted to see you. I really wanted to see you. I have a lot of questions because, like I said, this is my first time getting on this. So first things first, can I ask who was with Sean first? Okay, so was it Sean's decision to add someone? Was it a decision that you guys both agreed on? Did he come to you with this?
He
Like,
came
I
to
would
me
like to
with
know that.
it, and I was on board with it.
Oh, you were on
No
board.
pushback. Yes, absolutely.
Is it
He's something
because you like women as well?
yes.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, so we got that clear. I want to know, I know you guys hear a lot, you guys talk a lot about the pros of being in a poly relationship. I would like to know the cons because like for me, my heart, my mental capacity, I would not be able to handle it. So I would love to know the cons because I do hear the pros that you guys talk about a lot. So I would love to know the cons of being in it.
Could I ask?
Yeah.
When you say for you, it wouldn't work. Why exactly?
Because I don't have the mental capacity to like I wouldn't say I'm crazy, but I would get jealous. Like I would get jealous, like seeing my man kissing someone else and like entertaining someone else in front of me. I would get upset. I would. I would. I don't, but I would. But I would love to know the cons because, I did hear a lot about the pros of being in a poly relationship, which but I would love to know like what do you feel like personally, what do you feel sometimes when you're in a relationship with two other people?
To be honest, for me, just referring to what you said in regards to jealousy, it takes a lot of self-awareness, self-assurance, confidence. Like I don't get that. But in regards to like I honestly can't think of any. Like
Okay.
for personally, this may not be for like all poly relationships, but only for me, like it's communication because sometimes I struggle to communicate. Even though like my love gives like he creates an environment for me to be my most vulnerable, and I feel as though I can come to him for anything and at any time, but I have a tendency to like avoid or like keep things in, build things up if something is bothering me, kind of thing.
Okay. I like that answer. Thank you for answering me. I want to talk to Olivia. Can I do that? Hello, Olivia.
Hi.
You are the youngest in the trio.
That is correct.
And I am 30, so I know that when I was 19, I was very like
You're
like
30?
yeah, I'm 30. Do I
You
not?
Hey, you look young.
I look young. I know. I'm African, so maybe that's why.
Yes, those African.
But Olivia, like being young, I feel like it's probably this whole situation probably feels right, obviously, but do you feel like you're ever going to change your mind? Like, do you feel like this is going to be something that you stay in forever, like moving forward? Is this your forever?
Yes, this is my forever, and let me tell you why.
Yeah,
Because
tell me why.
unless I decide one day I'm just like, I don't want to help the world, I don't want to go ahead and give back to people, I want to just end when it comes to like developing myself, and I don't really care about that stuff, I only want to take care of me, myself, and I, then obviously it wouldn't work. Like, this wouldn't work. But if I ever go ahead and get there to that point, then yeah, it wouldn't work. But I don't see myself ever doing that. Like, what would be the switch that would be like Olivia that wants to go ahead and be selfless and help other people and contribute and be impactful, to the Olivia that doesn't care about anybody else but themselves? Like, that's never gonna happen. I'm only in upward progression, so it's like, and also the accountability, the people that I only want to build to, like, there's no that happen.
Do you feel like because you're so young that I feel like being young, you have so much opportunity to meet someone else? Do you feel like you're not going to meet someone else that probably checks off all the boxes.
It's not that. I'm already with the guy that checks off all the boxes and more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I
heard the saying, "A bird in the hand is worth two in the bushel"?
wait? Can you say that again? Sorry, I can't hear you.
Have you ever heard the saying, "A bird in the hand is worth two in the bushel"?
No, I have not. What does that mean?
It means like when you have a bird in the hand, it's very valuable, and it's like a sure thing. I think a lot of the times that, and this is just, I mean, no disrespect to women. Women feel like there's a lot of these like options out there, and really most dudes just be wanting girls for a good time.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Hold on. And the dudes that they want don't be looking to start a family.
I agree.
I feel like it's very rare to meet somebody on my level. I don't know a lot that actually genuinely want to be a family. That's just
but it's not impossible.
Okay.
I agree with what you're saying. There's not a lot to pick from, but it's not impossible as well, right? I don't know how old are you, Sean? Can I ask that? How old are you?
Yeah, no, you can ask whatever you want. I'm 30.
You're 30? Okay, so you're 92, 91?
93.
No, 93. Oh, shoot. Sorry. I'm October 92, so I'm turning 31 this year. So obviously you're 30, she's 19. What made you go for someone?
She's 20.
Oh, sorry, 20. So sorry.
She'll
20.
be 21.
She's turning 21 this year.
Yes.
Okay. So what made you go for someone that's younger? Can I ask Cherise how old she is?
I'm 29.
You're 29. Okay, so you're close to his age as well. So what made you guys go for someone younger?
It wasn't a y'all.
It was me. Oh, it was you.
It was me.
Okay.
It is, Olivia is, okay. I'm going to just, in my opinion, Olivia is not the typical 20-year-old.
Mm-hmm. She's mature.
Do you agree with that or you disagree with that?
Like I said, this is my first time, entering you guys' lives, your lives, just understand. So I'm just trying to get a better understanding. But for what I see, to be in the situation that she's in right now, you have to be mature and have a different mind space. So exactly. I would say from what I'm seeing, she is.
She is very mature, very smart, very powerful. And that is why I wanted to be with her.
And so you wanted to be with her. So what if Shanice was at a space where she did not want, Shanice, did you not have a choice in choosing who was going to enter this situation? Because you guys it did start with both you guys first.
Yeah, so.
And the type of person I am, I'm very I need to, me and you, we got to figure,
yeah.
You know?
It's always going to be my choice, and I'm always going to consider the opinions of my queens. Like a king that doesn't consider the opinions of his queens is not very smart, and he's going to fall. I value queens because they have intuition. I believe in a woman's intuition. I believe women can see things that men can't see. I believe that women can sense energy that maybe I may not be able to read. Like if my queen's like, hey, I probably wouldn't do a business deal with this guy. Like, yo, that might, mess around and save me, I definitely would run that.
Okay.
I will say that was a point of contention. There was a point of miscommunication because me and Shanice didn't have the best communication when she was out. And there was a little bit of confusion, and this obviously is a very complicated subject. So kind of explaining all the details and how that will work, I say that was definitely one of our biggest challenges. Would you agree with that, babe?
Yes. When he says, when I was out, I was on deployment.
Oh, because I was like, what does he mean?
Yeah.
Were you guys...
Yeah.
Did he cheat or something? That's what I got kind of confused about that.
I would always tell her, so we would talk every week, and I would tell her everything. Like, hey, if I met a new girl, if I did this. I told her if I was talking to a girl, who I was talking to. She knew about every single thing. Because that's just, I believe insecurity is just a lack of knowledge. People go through people's phone.
Okay, so was it an open relationship?
Hold on, real quick. Insecurity is a lack of knowledge. People go through somebody's phone because they don't know what's in it. For me, I never want to put my queens in a position to be insecure. I want them to know everything. There's nothing that somebody can say that they don't know. They know everything about me. I'm very transparent. With that being said, anytime I would even see a female that I thought was cute or was a potential fit, I let them know. They're very involved in the process. It's not like I just be doing whatever I want. That's not how it is.
So when it started off with you and Shanice, was it like an open relationship?
No,
like,
not an open relationship.
No? Okay. It wasn't an open relationship. Okay. If he decides to add someone else, is that possible?
There will be more queens. There will be 7.
Oh, really? Is that the like main goal? Really? Olivia, are you okay with that?
Yes, I am. I'm excited.
You are?
I'm excited. It's gonna be some.
You're excited?
It's gonna be amazing women that I'm gonna be around. We're gonna go ahead and help each other. We're gonna inspire women around the world, and we're just gonna kill it and crush it in every way possible. And I want to help women.
Why is 7 that number? Why is 7 the magic number for you guys?
Say that again.
Why is 7 the magic number for you guys?
I don't want to get too much into it because, in my opinion, mathematics is the language of the universe.
Yeah, numerology and stuff. Yeah.
So it's yeah, it's a strategy behind it. So I'll leave it at that. Could be. By the way, it could be more. Could be less.
It could be more.
Yeah.
You think you can handle 7 different personalities like that? That's not even like 7 real different personalities. That's like 7 initial base personalities. Like, woman, we go through. Like,
he can hold it down.
No, I don't. You guys are teaching me right now. You teach me right now, to be honest. Like, I'm confused. I'm in Canada. Like, this is really happening. Like, for real, for real.
For life.
Like, for life. Shanice, you're in this for life. Like, it don't matter. You're in this.
Yes.
Like, I'm specifically more so asking Shanice. So sorry if it feels like I'm just like talking to Shanice because I'm not gonna say she's the main girl, but she was the first. So I just wanted to ask these questions. But like, I'm learning a lot, and I hope you guys are really, really, honestly, truly happy.
You have any more questions for us?
I think you guys answered them all. I'm rooting for you guys. Shanice, I'm rooting for you even more. I don't know why. I felt the need to say that, but yeah, you're a very beautiful woman. You guys are both very beautiful women, and obviously he's a handsome man. That's why you guys are all together. But as long as you guys are happy, that's all that matters.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys too.
Thank you.
Appreciate the questions.
Good night.
Good night.
Let's go do one more.
Yes, sir.
We should get this to 500,000 likes, guys.
500,000 likes.
500,000 likes will
bring that one.
500,000 likes. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hello.
Hello, hey.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I just sent you a video request.
Okay. Can you see me?
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Zoya. I'm from the DMV.
Could you tell me where you're from again?
I'm from the DMV. I'm from Maryland, Virginia area.
Gotcha.
You have beautiful skin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So my question is, well, I have a few different questions, but I'll try to keep it concise. So I just found out about you guys like yesterday. and I saw like a few videos of people talking about like kind of summarizing y'all's relationship and everything. But there was someone who said that you post a lot, Shanice, that you post a lot about, you know, your depression and things of that nature. Where do you think your depression stems from if Sean is providing everything that he needs to provide in this relationship? And if you guys like, you know, are as a whole, and if you guys are like, you know, building this kingdom that you guys have right now, like, what do you think? I mean, not saying that you can't have depression, but where do you think that that stems from?
That's a very good question. When you say a lot, I think you mean once, years ago, on my Instagram. So yes, I did post about anxiety and depression a few years ago, but I don't struggle with that any longer. So it doesn't really stem from anything like any of my environments, any of the people that I'm around, any of my situations, because like my love puts me in positions to win. So.
And for anybody out there struggling with depression, you know, this is just my 2 cents. Depression is just a negative projection of the past or negative reflection of the past. And anxiety is a negative projection of the future. You guys got to learn to live in the present, right? And you're never going to be happy living in the present until you're happy with your presence, with the work that you put in, with the way that you show up. A lot of y'all mental issues, and again, I'm no expert, it's just my 2 cents, could be cured with hitting the gym and dedicating 6 months to building a skill to better your life, quitting the vices, quitting the illegal substances or the things that aren't going to be good for you. It's really not that hard. It's not rocket science. It's rocket science. Depression is a negative reflection of the past, and anxiety is a negative projection of the future. You got to learn to live in the present. And the way you do that is by being happy with your presence. And the only way you're going to get there is by putting in the work to better yourself every day. It's super simple.
So you think depression could be cured?
I think that most people sit up here and feel like they're depressed. Depression can be a real thing, but it can be like, I feel like there's a lot that you can do. I think hitting the gym, working out, being industrious. For guys, no fap. For, you know, no mindless out here, you know, just doing things that are just going to tear like your spirit down. I think you should be building like self-love is like everything. That's just me. I just don't like the fact that people have to like, you know, just are so quick to run to like substances to put like in your body. You know, again, you guys can do what you want. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to do any of that. I just think that a lot of the times we're more powerful than we like think. That's all.
And I think anything can be cured.
Anything.
So I would say yes to that question for me at least.
Okay, so my next question is for, I guess the three of y'all. So Shanice, you said you're 29.
Right.
Sean, you're 30. Olivia, you made it clear that you're 20, not 19. So being 20 years old, you just graduated 2 years ago. So I think that the question, you know, that a lot of people are asking, and I apologize if I keep repeating the same question. I just found out about y'all today. But it's just, I guess, confusing because there's a big age gap there. And were you necessarily looking for were you looking for an older man, or were you looking for a more mature man? Olivia.
I was looking for somebody that was, first of all, wanting to help people, ambitious, and just like aligned with everything that I wanted for my future. If you talk about, was I looking for an older man? No, because actually, when I entered this relationship, the guy I was with, that I broke up with, he was actually my age. So it wasn't the fact of the age thing. It was just the fact of like what I was looking for in a man. He just literally excelled all of that and more. More than what I could dream of or even think about or computate in my brain.
Okay. Because someone asked a question earlier asking Sean if he would, you know, if someone adding to the kingdom that's happening here, if that would be of someone older, like around y'all's age. And Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, but your answer was basically saying like no, because
In my opinion, I think that people get like their life beats them down. People are 4 years old. They want to do everything. By the time they graduate high school, they're realistic and they go get a realistic job. As people get older, they start to give up on like the dreams, and life happens to them. People get married, people have kids. It is hard to find a super attractive 30-year-old that is fit, that is feminine, that like wants to grow and hasn't given up on like her dreams. I feel like that's pretty rare. That's just my 2 cents. And you know, if it's my preference, like I would just, you know, all things being equal, you take a 24-year-old and a 35-year-old. For me, my preference would be the 24-year-old because I don't want to be like rushed into having kids. Like if we're not in that dynamic, like I've dealt with older women. Like before I did all of this, the last woman that I was dating, I don't want to talk about it, but she was in her 40s. And I used to always deal with older women, actually before this, but older women, they only want me for a good time, not a long time. They're not trying to build a family. Or if they are trying to build a family, they're trying to like rush it. Oh, we got to do it this month. The time is ticking. So it just, I feel like it doesn't allow for the natural flow of like the relationship. And my guys, they know what I'm talking about. Any guys in here, they will truly understand this. A lot of women are not going to understand it because you have never been an older woman. You don't know what it's like to feel like, hey, my time is running out. They move a little bit differently. So for me, I just like things that to happen like naturally. I don't want any like agendas. Like, hey, we want to do epic stuff. Let's do epic stuff. Whenever we have kids, like we have kids. It's not something that we gotta like rush. That's just me personally. So
Okay, yeah, and I can respect your opinion. I think the confusion lies in wondering why age is the factor. Like I personally don't think, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree with me, that your physical age and your mental age don't always correlate. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be 20 years old. Like you said, Olivia is not the average 20-year-old because she's mature for her age, but you can also find someone who's older than you or older in their 30s and they're, you know, they have the mental capacity of someone that's still in high school.
yes.
So that's why I'm trying to understand what is it about the number? Like why is the number so important?
Like for me, I think long term as well. Like the thing is just like I don't think about where we're gonna be right now. Like you guys think Olivia is something now. Imagine what she's gonna be at when she's 25. Imagine what she's gonna be at when she's 35.
I'm assuming she's still going to be in this relationship.
Yeah, no, just like how powerful of a person she's gonna be. I'm telling you guys are looking at the most powerful woman in the world. Like I am telling you, this woman is a freaking prodigy. She is a beast, and you guys are all gonna see how great she is. So, with that being said, for me, it's not about an age. It's about like I want to partner with people that want to do big stuff. That got big dreams, man. Like, cause so many people, you tell people your dreams, tell people you want to be a millionaire, tell people you want to do good in the community. All we do is sit up here and tell people our dreams, and they're like, "You need to be realistic. You ain't gonna do that. This ain't." Right. They try to suppress our dreams because people give up on their dreams and try to convince us to give up on ours. No, I'm never giving up on my dreams, no matter what.
So why can't that apply to other people who are like older as well? Like, what if they're never giving up on their dreams as well? Like, you're 30, saying you're never going to give up on your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very big possibility that there could be a woman older than you who says the same thing.
Here's the thing, though. You're acting like I'm saying I would disqualify a woman just because she's a certain age. Just because I have a preference doesn't mean that it's a disqualification. The same way women would prefer somebody to probably be tall, you know, in shape, make a certain amount of money, doesn't mean they're gonna like turn away every guy that doesn't fit that description.
Okay, so you're saying it's just a preference that they're not necessarily ruled out of the equation.
Yeah, and the only reason
seek out a certain,
like if Olivia was sitting here talking to me about prom and like silly stuff, I would not have time for that. Like I run a business. I have like people that I work with. I'm on the phones all day. If she was sitting here talking to me about stuff like that, like I would be like irritated. Like I would just be like, no, you gotta go. Like you gotta go. Like we're trying to get to 10x levels. We're not like sitting up here talking about keeping up with the Kardashians. Like, what are you talking about? So
okay. So my next question is just being the fact that Shanice is bisexual and Olivia's straight and Sean is, you're straight too, right?
Bruh. Yes.
I'm wanting to make sure I'm not saying nothing incorrect. So if you guys were to find
another... I consider that like a bit disrespectful. Like, why would I not be straight? Like, if I wasn't straight, why wouldn't it be another dude in a relationship?
I mean, I don't
Come on,
know.
man.
You could be
This is what I'm saying.
you could be bisexual. Just because you're not straight doesn't automatically make you gay. You could be pansexual. You could be
Dude,
bisexual.
all right. I'm not even gonna go into like that. But go ahead, ask your question.
I mean, let me just say this right now. I'm not coming at you with no disrespect. That's where intention and impact can sometimes not correlate. My intention is not to be disrespectful. Now, if it impacted you in a disrespectful way, then I apologize.
You're a woman. Wait,
When you're
no.
speaking,
Hold on.
when you're speaking to me as well,
You're a woman, right?
when you're speaking to me as well, understand your intention versus your impact.
You're a woman, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
And I
You
have
see how
no problem.
you
I
see
have no
no.
problem. I have no
You
problem
see,
answering that question
I know,
because
but
I'm
you see
very
how
confident.
you
I'm
see,
confident in
see
who
how
I
you
am. I'm confident in my
exactly
gender.
that's exactly my point. You see how you like answer a question like what's understood don't need to be explained. So you sat up here and asked me something like what's understood don't need to be explained. What have I?
You're okay. Wait. So you're upset because I asked you if you're straight?
No, I'm not upset. I'm just saying I feel like that's
Because you're
very
getting defensive right now.
because it's disrespectful. You're
Okay,
insinuating
and
that.
that, but at the same time, Sean, like, hear me clearly. I just explained that intention and impact don't always correlate. I said my intention was not to disrespect you, but it impacted you in a way where you feel disrespected. I understand that. But the way to get that point across and let me know that you feel disrespected is not to disrespect me back and not to retaliate. The
I
point
didn't.
is to make it
Just,
clear. The point
just,
is to make it clear and say that you feel disrespected, and then I can take accountability for that and I can apologize. That's how communication works. That's how grown people talk. There's no
yeah,
reason for you to try to retaliate and make me feel the same way that you feel. There's no
you're
reason to
right.
do that. You're about 7 years older than me. So
Yeah,
I expect you, I'm coming in here with the expectation, especially
yeah.
about the way you portray yourself, that you have a lot of experience in life. And you have a lot of experience with people. And you understand how to talk to women that are younger than you. You know how to guide them. That's what this whole thing is. So me being younger than you, also understand that I make mistakes too, but there's absolutely no reason for you to come at me disrespectful as well.
I don't think that was a mistake. I think that was a conscious decision. Like you chose to say that. There's nothing about me
And that's
that.
fine. That's fine. You can think that, but I already explained myself to you. Okay? I'm asking you questions, trying to understand you.
What's your
All
question?
right. So my question is, would there ever be a consideration to add someone else into this kingdom that y'all got going
I'm
on?
going to have 7 queens. I'm going to build the most beautiful and powerful family America's ever seen.
Okay, I'm not finished with my question.
Go ahead.
My question is, if another queen was to be added to this right now, is there a chance that y'all would add a lesbian who only wanted to really be with Shanice?
Absolutely. That would never happen in a million years.
So it can only benefit you sexually.
I am the focal point of this relationship. The moment we start adding other variables, like no, that's just like a whole nother agenda. That's just no. Because like we're aligned on a mission. That is not like aligned with like our like mission. Like no, I would never in my life add a lesbian to my relationship. That makes
So
absolutely
does
no
that
sense.
threaten? So because you're the focal point of the relationship, does that
Yeah,
threaten
I'm
your
worried
leadership?
about losing my girl. I'm so worried about losing my girl to another girl. Yeah, right.
That's not what I asked you. Not
Like
all
if
what I
any
asked
dude can
you.
take my girl, if any dude can take my girl, Britain by anybody. If somebody can take your girl, they can take your girl. Like bro, like people do what they want to do. That is like the least of my worries.
Okay, I mean, but my thing is like you have the open one. You're leaving the floor kind of open for assumption and people who don't really know you guys, and you're leaving it open for people to ask questions. Is there a question that's not supposed to be asked?
I think if you ask any man that's straight, and I'm not saying that it's right, but unfortunately, us males, we have egos. We do have flaws. I'm not a perfect person. I think if you ask any man if he's straight, he's gonna feel some type of way about it because it's a core component of his identity. So I don't know if you're like not used to talking to men, or maybe I just like from
I'm
where
married.
I'm from. That's
I'm
like a
married.
very
I'm
that's a
married,
very,
sweetheart.
you say what?
I said I'm married, sweetheart.
So you would
That
know
I
exactly.
don't.
Like if somebody came up to your man and was just like, "Yo, you straight, right? Like you ain't gay, right? Like you're straight." Like I'm pretty sure he would get offended by that. I'm pretty sure
You're
you
pretty
would get
sure,
offended. Like you
but
and your face would be
I
like,
personally
"What?"
okay, but
Like, come on, man.
okay, that can be your opinion, but not every man reacts to everything the same way. Like
Okay.
For example, like me personally, I understand a lot of men are
Well,
secure
I
with
just
their
don't take
masculinity.
advice. With all due respect, I don't take advice on how to be a man from somebody that's never walked this planet as a man. So I get it. I appreciate your perspective, but a woman can never tell me how to be a man. With all due respect,
When did
you
I
don't
try
know
to
how.
tell you how to be a
You don't
man?
know
I
how
would
to.
never try to tell you how to be a man. Like I would never try to tell you how to do that. Why would where did that come from?
Do you have a question?
Yeah, that was my question.
What's your question?
My question was where did that come from? Because I wouldn't sit here and try to tell you how to be a man.
So
I
you
never
didn't.
said anything about your masculinity.
So you didn't try to. Okay. So you didn't try to tell me how I should conduct myself in response to your question. You
That has
also
nothing to,
you
that
didn't
has
also imply that
am I gonna
you
answer your
also
question?
you didn't
Are you
also
gonna let me answer your question? Or are you gonna keep talking over
go
me?
ahead answer the question.
Okay, so I explained to you how adults communicate, and I said to me to make me feel comfortable, because I'm assuming you don't want to make me feel uncomfortable, especially after you claimed that I made you feel uncomfortable. And I said, okay, so you don't have to retaliate. I explained to you how you can communicate with me. I'm not telling you how to be a man. I'm
Okay.
explaining to you as a basic adult on how you can communicate. So
I guess.
That's another thing with intention versus impact. My
Yeah.
intention was not telling you how to be a
Is
man,
it
but somehow it
here
impacted
or you just want to be like
your masculinity. It made you
you
feel
could
like
never
I'm telling you how to be a
you
man.
could never, you could never impact my masculinity.
So why would you assume that I was telling you how to be a man when I said nothing about being a man when I was asking you how to
And
conduct
I'm
yourself?
going based off of the words that you said. You literally questioned how I reacted to something as a man, and then you explicitly said, not all men act that way. So you're literally questioning how I act as a man and saying that, hey,
No,
maybe
I said
you're
not all
implying that
men.
men just listen, I won't go back and forth with you. At the end of the day,
Okay, I don't want to go back and forth either.
I'm not arguing.
I'm explaining myself.
Go ahead.
I'm being very respectful. I'm not raising my voice. I'm not
Yeah,
getting
you are.
defensive.
You are.
I'm really not. I'm not.
No, I'm saying like you are being respectful. I agree with you.
Okay, well that's I'm glad we agree with that, because my intention isn't to be disrespectful. I'm a guest here. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming in here not knowing anything. But
Mm-hmm.
what I'm trying to say is that question that I asked you had nothing to do with me trying to step on your masculinity at all. I know
So
that there's
I have a question for you. If you're sitting there with your husband, you're rubbing on his back, and somebody asks your husband like, "You're straight, right?" You wouldn't be offended by that.
we live in a world where
Yes,
he could
yes,
easily
yes, sir. Yes or no? You wouldn't be offended by that.
I'm sorry. I'm not that. I'm not that.
Yes or no?
If someone asked him that, do we live in a world where he could easily be bisexual? Just because he's with a
Would
woman
you
doesn't
be
mean that he's not
offended?
bisexual.
We also live in a world where people can wake up and be dragons. So, would you be offended by that? Yes or no?
No, I wouldn't be offended by that.
Well, you're just
Because we
different.
live in a world where he could easily be bisexual.
Hey, well, you're just different than most people. So for me, most people I know, they would be very offended.
I would be offended.
Okay, and that's fine. But I'm sure my thing is y'all are being very like opinionated and saying, well, this is what I would do. Well, you guys would also allow someone else in your relationship to have a polyamorous relationship. And not a lot of people would do that. So we don't all have to be coherent on the same wavelength of thinking. A lot of people in these comments are coming at y'all for your relationship and saying that it's not the norm and questioning y'all and saying that they don't
Oh
think
no,
they
no,
think it's weird.
no, no, no,
They
no.
flat out think it's
Get
weird.
something. Let's get something perfectly clear. Polygamy is more so than it's ever been the norm now because everybody's sharing each other.
Period.
If that's the case, then why are there over 20,000 people on here questioning y'all's relationship?
Okay. Well,
Every person that's come on here has
check this
questioned
out.
y'all's relationship. It's the
Check this out.
dynamic.
Check this out. Take away the title and you just look at the actual actions. Do the girls? Is there guys sleeping with multiple girls?
Yes.
Absolutely, 1,000%.
At the same time?
Are there
Yeah.
girls?
Okay.
Sleeping?
Yeah.
Are there
That's
girls?
very true.
Are there
That's
girls?
very true. But a lot of people don't place labels on that the way that you do, and a lot of people
All right,
don't
so
publicly display
that's
it
the only
to
difference.
an audience the way that you do. I'm not
Shakespeare,
denying that. Hey, listen,
Shakespeare,
I'm not denying that that's happening. But I'm saying
Shakespeare said it.
We
a
can't even
polygamous.
get a word in, girl.
What I'm saying is, my point is, y'all low key cut me off too, and I wasn't talking to Olivia. I was definitely talking to Sean. But my point that I'm bringing out here is, wouldn't a polyamorous relationship have to be
decided by everyone in that relationship? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Does everyone in the polyamorous relationship know that they're in a polyamorous relationship? Because if they being cheated on, I'm assuming that they assume that they was in a monogamous relationship, but someone else is cheating. So they didn't know that there was another person involved in the relationship.
All right. Do I get to answer this? So, with that being said, polyamorous is not what this is. That means like open on both sides. We're in a polygynous relationship, which means one man, multiple women, and we're specifically in a poly V, not a poly triad. Meaning they're not all intimate together. In polygynous relationships, you can have poly V, which is one guy, he has individual relationships, or you can have poly triad, which means one guy, multiple women, and they're all together.
Mm-hmm. All right, so poly this, poly that, right? My point is, if someone's in a relationship and you said a lot of people are in poly, whatever, I don't know the suffix, but y'all are saying poly this and poly that. A lot of people are in poly relationships who don't even know. Is that not what you just said? I mean, let me know. I'm trying to learn here.
I don't feel like you're trying to learn. You're very intelligent.
You don't feel like I'm trying to learn?
No, you're very intelligent and you make some good points. If you're trying to learn, explain to me the difference between the two types of form of polygyny.
Well, that's the thing. I'm on here because I never even heard about this until today.
You didn't. But you didn't answer the question.
I just explained it, and it's a simple concept, and you're
yes,
very smart.
But that's why. Okay, you did explain it. You did explain it, but you said poly this and poly that, and honestly, this is technology. I didn't really. That's why I just said I didn't hear the.
You tuned out literally the education you're here for. Like you're saying, "Oh, I want the education," but when we give you that education, you can't even duplicate it. If you don't understand, we can go ahead and let you know and actually give you an education on it. But you're sitting up saying you want an education when you're not. You're not.
Allow me to explain myself, okay?
Okay, let's do it.
What I'm saying is I just didn't hear the suffix. I understood exactly what he's saying. I understand the explanation. I just didn't the actual words didn't necessarily resonate with me. Like I didn't actually retain what you said, the words what you said.
That's our fault.
Polygyny is derived from the word gyno, which means like feminine, okay? And then polyandry means multiple men. Andry meaning derived from the word androgyny, typically associated with masculine or men.
Okay.
Poly just means multiple. Polyamorous, amor means love. Polygamy means many spouses. Polygamy means many spouses. So polygamy means many spouses. Polyandry means many husbands. Polygyny means many wives, and polyamory means many loves, meaning it's open on both sides. In a polygynous relationship, you can have poly V and you can have poly triad.
Okay, I can understand that, and I can respect that, and I appreciate that as well. But y'all gotta admit that that's a lot. Like for one person who don't know nothing about it to just easily remember. Like y'all kind of said a lot.
I mean,
I'm not well versed in this, and I am here to learn. But I'm not just going to immediately just understand and just remember everything.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. People are ignorant, and then they come. Not you, so much so, but people come up here and they're very ignorant, and that's not a bad thing. Like it just means a lack of knowledge. It's not an insult. It means a lack of knowledge. And then they try to like tell us like they don't have like that's not real poly. Well, do you know what real poly is? So,
got you. I'm not. Listen, I understand a lot of people come here and they might try to tell y'all that y'all's relationship is wrong and that this, that, and the third. Listen, I don't believe that anybody who comes on here is going to change y'all's relationship dynamic. I don't think that y'all are going to stop what y'all doing based on what people have to say online. But I do think that there is an open door here for assumptions. I think until you guys explain it further, and I think there's an open door here for questions as well. I do think that it can be perceived as though Shanice is not really fulfilled in the relationship because you're leaving things to you're leaving things to to be perceived. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are viewing body language. They say body language is 80% of communication. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're viewing things and people are interpreting things based off of, people love drama. People love to believe, they don't want to, sometimes people don't want to believe the truth. Maybe what y'all saying is the truth. A lot of people don't want to believe that because
No,
they
don't believe it. Not only do they not believe it, people are literally trying to start drama. I mean, they've done it all my lives.
okay, yeah, I get that. What I'm saying is, like, I think that people, it's more exciting to believe, what you want to believe, and believe, like, the more, oh, she's not happy in the relationship, she's not fulfilled, da 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 da. But I think it is important for y'all to understand that it does look that way. And I'm coming in here with an open mind, and I'm coming in here with, you know, ready to learn and understand what's really going on. But it does appear that, especially because Shanice is bisexual, and because Olivia is straight, and because you're straight, and Shanice said that her concern, or, like, you know, something that she just questioned at the beginning, was Olivia coming into this relationship and it being poly and her not being interested in women. I think that that's the question that people have about it, seeming like she's not being completely fulfilled as much as Olivia is, because Olivia only desires a man, which is Sean, which Shanice desires both, I'm assuming.
I understand your concern, but regardless of if Olivia was here or not, I would be completely fulfilled because I'm in a relationship with him.
So this is two separate relationships.
Yes. Absolutely. Hands down.
Okay, so you both get fulfillment in different ways from the same person.
From the same person, yes.
No, well, I would say in the same way.
FBA, fulfillment by Amazon.
So you guys are bringing 5 more people into this relationship, though. How do you think that as one person you'll be able to devote yourself to 7 people all at once?
Easy.
I mean, you're one person. I'm not insulting you trying to say you can't do it. I'm just asking, you know, how?
Easy.
I mean, like, we can be a lot of things, but let's be for real. Like, I don't think that's necessarily easy for anybody. Like, there's 26,000 people on this live right now. I'm sure handling more than, I mean, there's been more than 7 people who've been on this live, and I've seen you, like, snap on a few of them already, and most of them are women. All of them are women. So I'm just confused. And they all have different personalities.
A lot of the stuff. First of all, I got to keep the people entertained. I got to get them something to clip up. A lot of the stuff y'all see, like, it just be me.
So this is performative.
So gotta get y'all something to clip up, right? With that being said, I think that people's energy around me would be like a lot like different. And I feel like if they actually had a conversation with me, their viewpoint on me would be a lot different.
But I'm having a conversation with you, and a lot of people have a conversation with you every day on live stream. Mm-hmm. Do you think that they treat you different? Do you think that the conversations that you have with them are productive enough?
If you think that I talk to people like that in person, like, no, not at all. Like I said, a lot of the stuff I like to just, I don't want to say I troll, but it's just to be funny. Like, I know they're gonna clip it up and, like, do all the funny stuff. I think it's funny.
You haven't even seen him in person.
Yeah, and in person, I will say this, in person, I'm kind of crazy. To be completely honest, like, I was saying whatever, like, you
see him at the gym, he's like,
oh man, that's crazy. But like, if y'all knew, I'm just a very, like, playful type of person. So, like, it's no hard feelings to anybody. Like, there's not been really anybody that's, like, gotten me, like, offended or that I don't like I have a problem with. Like, how did you try to make it seem? It's all fun and games. It's just it's a little debate.
The first live that I saw, the clip that I saw on my For You page today, this is how I discovered you, when my girl E. Kane was on here.
I love E. Kane.
We love E. Kane.
Yeah, and then the one, shout out to her, Tiffany from, what was it, Cleveland? I forgot what it was. But after that, I saw another clip, and you was yelling at somebody on live. So was that performative, or, like, that wasn't really you?
Who was I yelling at? Were you talking about Chandra?
I don't know, but you was going off on somebody. Like, you stood up and you was like,
yeah, that That was literally, I love, like, okay, I shouldn't be saying that, but yeah, it's, you know, I gotta give y'all something to clip up every once in a while.
But that's really scary. That's really scary because like you did that like a little too well. Like you seemed genuinely upset. Like, you had a vein like in your forehead.
Yeah.
Why are you putting yourself through that stress for views? Like, I mean, that seems like a lot.
I'm not stressed.
It's not stress.
I'm not stressed.
It's not stress.
No.
So your blood pressure,
No,
your blood
like,
pressure not
no,
rising. Like you're not really upset.
I'm also a very passionate person as well, you know? So I think if I was mad, you would see me calling somebody all type of B words and O's and get the F off. It wasn't nothing like that. It's just me. That's what gets me fired up. Why would you not be excited about your life? Why would I not be fired up about that? Why would I not be fired up about where I'm gonna go? If I told you, yo, get ready, we about to go to the moon, you'd be like, yes, let's do it. Yes, let's go. Or if somebody hits you, maybe your dream vacation is Bali or whatever your favorite place is. If somebody's like, we about to take a trip, I guarantee you'd be like, yes, let's do it. Oh, I'm about to pack my bag. Woo! You'll be very, very, very excited. And when I talk about my goals, when I talk about my dreams, it's like my dream destination.
Right.
Yeah, I get fired up. I love it. Mm-hmm. All right? And you guys got to get excited about your dreams, man. I really hope you guys don't give up on your dreams. There's nothing wrong with being excited about
it. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. So for Olivia and Shanice, was that acting too when y'all was trying to calm him down?
When we were trying to what?
When y'all was calming him down when he was getting all.
If you think that like we seriously get like pissed off and like upset at people, then you can think that. But like, I just want you to pull me one.
Your audio's kind of.
Never see that.
Okay.
Or you never see me, and you never see me be like, get the fuck up. You never seen that. It literally just be like, hey, if somebody doubts me, I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm the greatest. I am the greatest. That's it. That's all that it is. It's just passion. It's enthusiasm for my goals.
Okay. So it wasn't okay. So the whole thing was a little bit performative because you're saying you got to get clips and all that. So
you gotta give people the clip up. Gotta give the people what they want.
So, okay, my next question, I'll try to wrap this up, but my next question is like, you know, you guys talk about a lot having an impact on people and this, that, and the third. What are you guys doing for your community?
That's a great question. The two realest things you can do is raise somebody's level of awareness, and number two, put them in a position to make life-changing money. And you guys act like money don't matter, but it do. And that leads me to my next point, man. If you guys want to donate to your church, you want to take care of your community, send your kids to private, whatever it may be, listen, if you got a 700 plus credit score, DM me on Instagram, free game, okay? Sean_Tino_Stratums, and I'll teach you how to make $10,000 to $15,000 a month for free. All right, so with that being said, make sure you guys DM me if there's some big dreamers out there, my guys, you're a big dreamer, you got big goals, you get excited about your goals, you get excited about your life and where you want to go. You want to have massive success. You got a 700 plus credit score, right? DM me on Instagram, mentor. For all my guys, just my guys, man. DM me, mentor, and I'll personally reach out to you and see if it's a good fit for you. To answer your question, I feel like the two realest things, again, I want to reiterate this, is raise somebody's level of awareness and put them in a position to make life-changing money. And I'm going to tell you this. In 2021, Jeff Bezos made $40 million an hour. In 2021, Elon Musk made $8 million an hour. Not a week, not a month, not a day. Every single hour. Warren Buffett makes $29 million a day from his stock portfolio. There's so much money on the planet. Everybody can have $500 million. Every single person, including newborn babies. There's no shortage of money. There's only a shortage of people getting it. And if I can help people get control of their life, get control of like their money, that is the most impactful thing that I feel like I can do. If I can help people take care of their family, you tell me what more impactful thing that I can do on this planet than do that. Please tell me. I would love to know. Because the people that go and make more money, they're going to build the churches, they're going to build the communities. So please tell me what I can do that's more impactful than that. Oh, and by the way, I never asked anybody for a dime. So please tell me what I can do that's more impactful than that.
So is the rumor that, I mean, I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but I've heard just say so that you came from the foster care system. Is that true?
So you're just gonna not answer my question?
I'm sorry, you kind of cutting out. I don't know if it's your Wi-Fi, but
It
it's
might
kind
be.
of cutting out.
It might be the Wi-Fi. But with that being said, yeah, I did for a little bit, but I was very lucky. I was very fortunate to get adopted by a great man.
So do you think that like part of your impact could be possibly contributing to that industry as well and helping those children that are in foster care
I
facilities?
think that,
Like,
I think that could be something, but I personally think instead of looking at foster kids, I think people should come from stronger families, and that's what we want to do is build stronger families so that people don't have to go into foster care in the first place.
but I mean, that's great and all, but there
An
are
ounce
kids
of
that
prevention is worth a pound of cure.
I understand being proactive instead of reactive, but it's a little bit hard to be proactive when there's a situation already
Go
going
again,
on.
trying to tell me. There you go again, trying to to not. You trying to piss on my dreams? See, I just told you my
I
dreams.
see,
You know,
I see what this is. So the minute I see that the minute someone has a, because all I did was ask you a question. I never
yeah,
told you
and I
what you.
gave you an answer, and I told you that instead of focusing on foster kids, we want to
Okay,
strengthen families.
but like
Kids don't need.
listen to how you're talking. Listen to how you're talking.
No, I'm not. How am I talking?
The way that you're talking right now, like you're all of a sudden you're the tone of your voice is elevating, your volume is elevating, you're talking faster. I
Yeah, that's
asked
because
you,
we was talking about goals. I told you it gets me riled
okay,
up. It gets
yeah,
me
and
excited.
I asked you a question and now you're getting
It gets me
defensive.
excited. I'm like, what am I defensive about,
I don't know, Sean. I don't know.
bro?
But all I know is that you're getting defensive. So I'm just saying that there's no need to get defensive. I'm asking you a question.
All
All
right,
I'm saying, I asked you a
ask
question
me a
about
question.
the foster care facility and the industry, and I
Yeah.
started explaining how I understand that it is better. I agree. It's better to be proactive than it is to be reactive. But you know, if the cancer is already spreading and the cancer is already existing, it's kind of hard to prevent the cancer that's already there. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, since there are children who are in the foster, I'm not telling you what to do with your money. That's your money. You can do whatever you please. I'm just asking your input, you know, what your thought is on, you know, how there would be ways, not even just for you, but for other people to devote their time, energy, and money to those children that are in the foster care facility, because not everyone is like you and grew up with someone or was adopted by someone who was actually willing to take care of them. A lot of these kids are adopted into families that aren't like the one you're trying to create, or they're not like the ones that, you know, are giving them a positive environment.
Yeah.
So what ways, since you have experience in that and you also have experience with coming up and you also have experience now with being successful, my question is just, what do you think that other foster kids deserve the same opportunity?
Yeah, but
And
you
do
know,
you think
I feel
that you
like
have the do you think
I
that you have the
honestly feel like
means to aid in providing them with that opportunity?
I see you have a valid point. Me personally, I would rather focus on like the whole next generation. They're already going down a route, and instead of trying to like pull a bull by the horn that's going 50 miles an hour, I would much rather, hey, the next baby, instead of it walking this way, the baby bull, it walks this way. Okay, so I'm focusing on like the next generation. That's what we think about. We think about very, very, very long term, and I feel like I would rather do things to empower the family, so that people don't have to go to foster care in the first place. I rather put my attention on that. I want to save the family because this family is like everything, right? People getting divorces, people doing all this stuff. I don't think that stuff should like literally have to happen, right? I didn't had all those failures. I failed tremendously at monogamy. I failed like tremendously at it.
Mm. So what you're saying is that the kids in the foster care facility, that's not really your concern, but your concern is just preventing the next generation from getting into the foster care facility in the first
I wouldn't
place.
say that it's not a concern. I think that I just feel like preventing would be a much better use of my time than trying to slow down a bull that's already pissed off.
I mean, I don't think that one singular person can really hold the reins on an entire something that's already been started.
But that's just because you don't know how powerful I am. But I promise
So
you,
if you're that
the world
powerful, then why can't you pull the reins on the foster
the
care facility?
world is going to know. I just told you, I feel like the other version would be a better use of my time. So that's what I want to focus on. You can do anything, you can't do everything. I want to get really good at one thing. And if I can get really good at saving families and empowering families, that's good enough for me. All right. So I got to make the main thing the main thing. I got a lot of growing to do. We got a lot of growing to do. So with that being said, before I go and worry about that and be trying to do this and trying to do that, I want to keep the main thing the main thing. Strengthening families is the number one thing I can do in America.
Okay, and so that's what your goal is for this relationship and this family is to make.
Somebody in the comments said I don't talk to my own family. Listen, man, dude, I'm gonna just be completely real with you. I had a great family. I was not the best kid. I was very unappreciative. I was very spoiled. My dad did a great job. Like he gave me so much. I was a very unappreciative kid. And I will say this, one thing I learned is that the family that you create is a little bit more important than the family that you come from. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people's, and I'm not saying mine's did, I had a great dad, but not everybody's like that. A lot of people, their friends and family are be the main thing holding them back. They won't go after their dreams because of what their family says. That's wild to me. So for me, the people that choose to support you, the people that choose to be loyal to you, that is I was just responding to that in the comments because somebody else messaged me. You got waves under there, by the way. I see you got the do-rag on.
Who are you talking to?
You.
This is not a do-rag. This is a scarf, my love.
Oh, it looked like a do-rag.
No, I don't need to wear that. But
But you got waves though?
No.
Oh.
I have too much hair for that. But
you are beautiful, by the way.
How long is your skincare routine at night? I'm like, man, she worked for that.
She seems like a water girl.
Bro,
she throws on some water.
Watch this. Speaking of water, you got a water flosser, don't you?
I actually do.
Yeah.
I have like my whole TikTok is about like health and wellness and stuff like that. But
what's your skincare routine?
Right, I need that. You got the glow. We need that.
Korean skincare.
Matter of fact, what kind of, you got a business? Shout out your business. You got 20,000 people watching right now.
My business?
Yeah.
Your business.
My business right now, I'm an influencer. So I had 30K on my last TikTok page, but they locked me out. So I'm starting all over again.
Oh, well, you definitely gonna gain some more after tonight. That's for sure. I will be honest with you. You have been the most intelligent person that I've seen up here. It was a great conversation, and I appreciate you. Definitely the most intelligent, articulate person I've talked to. We've been doing this a long time. Also, you're the first person I've ever been jealous of. Your skincare routine, amazing. Your husband has a great. Your husband has a great queen.
Okay, wait. One more thing is, what's the number one Korean skincare that you would like recommend for people, like the product?
It would be Cos RX, the snail mucin line. They use snail mucin for their as the main ingredient in their product. COS RX.
You should be a celebrity skin stylist. Like you should have like $25,000 clients. I know there's a lot of people out here that will pay for like that stuff. I'm telling you, man, skincare is that's one of those things you can go top of the market. If I were you, I would create custom private experiences, $25,000 to $50,000, and target super rich people, and maybe have only 5 to 10 clients at a time. I'm telling you, you are good. You're a walking billboard. I don't know if you ever thought about that.
Sure.
But I know a lot of people who would pay good money to take your advice. You should do that. I hope you implement it. It's an easy $500,000 a year business for you. But we appreciate you guys being on here. You have anything else you want to say?
No, but y'all can follow me on my TikTok if y'all want to.
Yes.
Already did.
Yes. Y'all should follow her on
Just
on
did
TikTok.
that.
For y'all saying that I'm recruiting her, or y'all silly, she just said that she's married. Y'all are out of y'all mind.
Yeah, I'm happily married. I'm just on my 8-month anniversary.
Yeah. Oh, they're crazy. See, this is the thing, man. You can give somebody a genuine compliment, right? Like, that's crazy, you know? They just be saying stuff. Be careful. They might clip this up and be like, married girl, well, he tried to break up a happy home. They're going to clip this one up. He tried to break up a happy home. He told her to get
don't try to cancel me, y'all. Don't do all that. Don't do all that. But look, it's all love to you guys. Thank you for having me on here. And,
learn a little bit more about what's going on.
Listen. I'm serious. You should really think about what I just told you.
You should.
Like you are like I'm telling you, like you like I. How do I know that you use a water flosser? I
You
can
can
really
watch
say
my
that.
video. You can watch my videos. I promise you. I'll use a water flosser. I promise you.
Huh?
I promise you, I use a water flosser. You can watch
No,
my
I believe
videos on
it, but
TikTok.
I'm telling you, you gotta use that. Like it's like one of those things. It's like class. You just recognize when you see it. So top of the market skincare routine. People love it. Get you some high ticket clients. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys jam, man. We appreciate you guys being here.
Thank you guys. It's all love.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have a
Zoya.
great night. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
I hope she goes and implements that, babe. She can easily crush it.